along with the distinguished guests. Before we starting our program, we would like to invite all attendees, please stand for our national anthem, Negaraku. Thank you. Thank you. Attendees may now be seated. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning. Salam Malaysia Madani. Senior Technologist Dr. Majaha Abdul Rahman, Deputy Director General, Occupational Health, Department of Occupational Safety and Health, TOSH, Associate Professor Dr. Leni Suzana Sudin, Deputy Dean of Industrial Network, Community and Alumni, representing the Dean of Faculty of Medicine, UITM, Dr. Ahmad Fitri Abdullah Khair, Director, Occupational Health Division, Department of Occupational Safety and Health, Professor Dr. Anis Safura Ramli, Deputy Dean, Research and Innovation, Faculty of Medicine, UITM, Professor Dr. Siti Munira Yassin, Public Health Medical Specialist and Head of the National Occupational Disease Prevention NODIP Program, Dr. Gogilan Analaki Sevaratnam, Chair for the Scientific Committee on Occupational Medicine, ICO, and Vice President for the Malaysian Society of Occupational Health Doctors. distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Occupational Safety and Health Program 2024 in collaboration between UITM, Department of Occupational Safety and Health (DOSH), and the National Commission on Occupational Health (ICO), in conjunction with Occupational Safety and Health (OSH) Day. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all attendees for gracing this program with your presence. Your attendance is highly appreciated as it reflects your commitment to enhancing the implementation of the National Occupational Disease Prevention (NODIP) Phase 2 screening program and your strong support for this OSH Day program. I, Muhammad Aminuddin Sukor, am honored to be your host of today's event. To express our utmost gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing us to gather here for today to make this program a success. Ladies and gentlemen, to bless our meaningful gathering today, let us all raise our hands in prayer, which will be recited by Ustad Najih. The assembly respectively invites. For non-Muslims, you may offer prayers according to your beliefs.
Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, Ya Rahim, praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Peace and blessing to upon our Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions, and for those who followed his example till the judgment day. Allahumma ya Allah, on this blessed morning, in conjunction with the International Occupational Safety and Health Day 2024 program, we beseech thee and grateful towards you in favor of all the infinite blessing to us, your humble servant, to live in safe and prosperous life. We seek your blessing for a flawless progress of this event from the beginning till the end. We seek your guidance to steer clear of event that would detrimental the progress of this event. Ya Latif, Ya Rahman, please bless us with your tawfiq and hidayah, peace, glory and prosperity in this world and the hereafter. Make us responsible intellectual, granted us with valuable knowledge that will be beneficial to mankind in order to gain your mardatillah. Make us your righteous servant that follow your command and neglect the sinful act. Please forgive us for our wrongdoing. Ya Munzil al-Barakat, bestow peace to our beloved country, Malaysia. Preserve us from any threat and disaster, neither man-made nor natural disaster. And to you, Allah, we ask for security and prosperity upon us, our leaders and our country. Bestow patience in us in order to face the challenges from you. Please accept your deeds, accept our deeds, and please reward us accordingly. ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Ameen, 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 Rabbal Alameen. Thank you, Ustaz Najih, for the prayer, for the dua. Next, we would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Leni Suzana Sudin our Deputy Dean of Industrial Network, Community and Alumni at the Faculty of Medicine, University Technology Marayu ITM, representing the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, deliver her welcoming remarks on this program. With all due respect, you are invited.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning. Okay, before I begin the Dean's speech today, actually, I would like to welcome all our distinguished guests to our Faculty of Medicine. We have 3 campuses, so this is one of our campus, Sungai Buloh campus. So for those who have not been here before, welcome, and I hope you enjoy the program today. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, in Senior Technologies, Dr. Majaha bin Abdul Rahman, Dr. Ahmad Fitri bin Abdullah Khair, Professor Dr. Anis Safura. Sorry, I forgot the designation. Sorry. Okay. First, I would like to welcome Engineer Technologies Dr. Majaha bin Abdul Rahman, our Deputy Director General, Occupational Health, from Department of Occupational Safety and Health, and Dr. Ahmad Fitri bin Abdullah Khair, Director, Occupational Health Division, Department of Occupational Safety and Health, our Professor Dr. Anis Safura Ramli, Deputy Dean, Research and Innovation, Faculty of Medicine, UITM, Professor Dr. Munira binti Yassin, Public Health Specialist, and Head of the NODIP, or National Occupational Disease Prevention Program. And not to forget Dr. Gogilan Anak Lelaki Sevaratnam, Chair for the Scientific Committee on Occupational Medicine, and also Vice President for the Malaysian Society of Occupational Health Doctors. And of course, distinguished ladies, guests, and gentlemen. On behalf of our Dean, Professor Dr. Fazah Akhtar Hanafiah, I would welcome the auspicious occasion of International Occupational Safety and Health Day 2024. So our Dean expressed her deep regards, and she was unfortunately called for scheduled meeting with a few ministries regarding our faculty, so she cannot be with us today. So today, under the theme Shielding Future Health and Uniting Against Occupational Diseases, we embark on a profound journey that crosses borders, industries, and divides as we unite to address the pressing challenge of occupational disease. I welcome the dedicated UITM NODIP team, whose tireless efforts have contributed to the program's success. Your dedication and hard work exemplify the spirit of innovation and excellence which drives our mission forward. Today, as we came together under the banner of prevention, protection, and prosperity, we renew our unwavering dedication to upholding these principles and ensuring a healthier, safer future for all. The contribution of the UITM NODIP team demonstrate the commitment and passion that drive our collaborative effort. I would also like to thank everyone who had contributed to the success of today's event, including our partners, sponsors, speakers, and our volunteers. So your unwavering support and dedication again exemplify the global OSH community's resolve. In the tapestry of the global progress, our workforce healthy and safety must be woven with meticulous care. Despite the clamor for the progress, we must not overlook the silent, but pernicious threat posed by occupational diseases. So this threat jeopardizes the very foundation of our collective prosperity and well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, today we come together not as stakeholders, in an abstract cause, but as guardians of a sacred trust. The trust placed in us to ensure that everyone who enters the workplace returns home safely and unharmed. It is a trust that extends beyond the scope of duty or obligation because it is founded on the fundamental belief that every worker's life is valuable and deserving of protection. So as we consider the theme for this year's International OSH Day, let us remember the dual imperative it represents. First and foremost, we must safeguard our workforce future by instituting the measures and practices that prevent the onset of occupational diseases, resulting in a healthier, more resilient workforce for the future generation. And secondly, there is an urgent need to form alliances and collaborations across geographical, ideological, and sectoral boundaries to combat these occupational diseases. Unity is our strength, and collective action is our only hope, for eradicating the scourge of occupational diseases. Throughout the history, we can draw inspiration from the countless individuals and organizations who have dedicated their lives to the noble cause of occupational health and safety and health. Their legacy stands out as a beacon of hope, reminding us of the transformative power of the determination, perseverance, and solidarity. As we approach the start of the new era, let us renew our commitment to building a future where every worker can pursue their livelihood without fear of contracting occupational diseases. Let us seize this opportunity to redouble our efforts, innovate, collaborate, and advocate for policies and practices prioritizing our workers' health and safety. And finally, remember that we are not alone in pursuing a world free of occupational diseases. Everyone present today must work together and be wholly committed to this journey. This program will continue to be successful, inshallah, benefiting both industries and the country. Let us take this opportunity to encourage, educate, and empower one another. Let us work together to build a future where all workers have the fundamental right to a safe and healthy workplace. With that, thank you.
Thank you for the welcoming speech from our AP, Dr. Leni Suzana Sudin, our Deputy Dean of Industrial Network, Community and Alumni, ICANN. Next, the Assembly invites the Honorable Senior Technologist, Dr. Majahar bin Abdul Rahman, Deputy Director General, Occupational Health, from the Department of Occupational Safety and Health, DOSH, to officiate our program today. Without further ado, with all due respect, you are invited. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam Malaysia Madani dan selamat Hari Raya. Associate Professor Dr. Leni Suzana Sudin, Deputy Dean of Industrial Network, Community and Alumni, Faculty of Medicine, University Technology Mara, UiTM Sungai Buloh Campus. Professor Dr. Anis Safura Ramli, Deputy Dean, Research and Innovation, Faculty of Medicine, UiTM. Professor Dr. Siti Munirah binti Yasin, Public Health Medical Specialist, Faculty of Medicine, University Technology Mara, and Head of National Occupational Disease Prevention, or in short, NODIP program. This is a collaboration program between UITM and DOSH in the area of to identify and take preventive measures with regard to issue related to occupational related diseases. Dr. Ahmad Fitri bin Abdullah Khair, Director, Occupational Health Division, Department of Occupational Safety and Health, DOSH. Dr. Gogilan, Chair of the Scientific Committee on Occupational Medicine and Vice President for the Malaysian Society of Occupational Health Doctors, and Dr. Nek Nur Aniza binti Nek Muhammad Zain, Deputy Director, Medical Top Management Division, Hospital Sungai Buloh. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed delegates and distinguished guests, first of all, I would like to apologize on behalf of Director General of the Department of Occupational Safety and Health for being unable to attend this occasion because of other official commitment at the ministerial level. Today is an important day in our ongoing efforts to ensure workers' health, safety and well-being in Malaysia and beyond. As we come together to celebrate International Occupational Health Safety and Health, OSH Day 2024, organized by UITM in collaboration with DOSH and ICOR. This program is international program with the resonance team chosen by UITM, I believe, shielding future health and uniting against occupational disease. We stand united to face the challenges ahead with unwavering determination and collective action. As we know, ensure safety and health at work in a challenging climate is the theme of Occupational Safety and Health Day, advocated by the International Labour Organization for the year 2024. Every 28th of April every year. So ILO dedicated as Occupational Safety and Health Day. And climate change intensify existing occupational health risks, necessitating comprehensive strategies to safeguard workers' well-being. As climate-related hazards evolve, workplace must adapt to mitigate heat stress, air pollution, and exposure to extreme weather events. This requires implementing robust safety protocol, providing adequate protective equipment, and enhancing workers' training on climate-related risks. Additionally, promoting green and sustainable practice can reduce environment pollutants, benefiting both workers' health and planet. By addressing occupational diseases within the broader context of climate change adaptation, the ILO goal of ensuring safety and health at work is advanced. And considering the state of occupational safety and health in Malaysia, so we must recognize the challenges reality revealed by the National Occupational Accident and Diseases Statistic for 2022. DOSH has received reported this based on our data, 7,143 confirmed cases of occupational diseases. Even though this number is not as high as certain country with having better some sort of reporting system, diagnosis and reporting system, such as United Kingdom, they have 1.8 million reporting cases of workers suffering for work-related ill health, and 12,000 of lung diseases, fatal lung diseases cases due to past exposure. But is serving as a wake-up call of the need to ramp our effort in this area. Manufacturing, services, transportation, storage, and communication are the top 3 industries contributing to occupational diseases in Malaysia. These sectors are the foundation of our economy, but they are also pose significant risks to the health and well-being of workforce. It is our responsibility to address this issue head-on, implementing targeted intervention and preventive measures to reduce the risk faced by workers in these industries. Statistics also reveals that noise-related hearing loss, musculoskeletal disorder, disease caused by biological agent, and disease caused by physical agent are among the most prevalent diseases that Malaysian workers encounter. And lately, issue related to psychosocial hazard is on the rising trend in Malaysia. But this finding highlighted the importance of the multi-factored approach to occupational safety and health that considers the immediate risk posed by the workplace hazards and the long-term health consequences for our workforce. Furthermore, the COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated workplace vulnerability and created new risks. The global crisis has highlighted the importance of ensuring that health and safety measures are resilient and adaptable to changing circumstances. It has highlighted the importance of resilience in the face of unprecedented challenges and the need for collective action to protect our workforce from harm. And in response to these challenges, I am pleased to announce the National Occupational Disease Prevention Program, or NODIP, launched in 2022. And this groundbreaking initiative reflects our unwavering commitment to preventing occupational diseases and is consistent with Malaysia Occupational Safety and Health Master Plan for 2025, OSH-MP 25. So in our OSH-MP 25, the main target to reduce fatal accident, to reduce number of accident, atau rate of accident, but to increase reporting of occupational related diseases, because we understand that number of reported occupational related diseases, even though we have 7,000 confirmed cases, is, we believe, still underreporting, because most of the cases reported is so-called easily to reckon, diagnose kind of diseases such as noise-related induced hearing loss. But the most complicated issues with regards to, for example, asbestos exposure, silica exposure is more challenging to be recognized such cases. This program is in collaboration with UITM and Malaysia industry, aims to implement proactive measures, raises awareness, and assist workers and employers in reducing the risk of occupational diseases. And the Department of Occupational Safety and Health Malaysia understand the gravity of our responsibilities. It's our responsibility to set a good example, to advocate for occupational safety and health, and to ensure that every worker in Malaysia has the opportunity to work in a safe and secure environment. But luckily, for OSH, it's become international agenda right now. It's not only local agenda, but international agenda. For example, recently, World Bank, they have a standard just transition, whereby they incorporate aspect health, safety, and environment for requirement to obtaining some sort of financial assistance or loan from World Bank. And also, Security Commission Malaysia, SC, now for public listed company, they have to observe the standard ESG, Environment Social Governance standards, with incorporated safety and health aspect, and as well workers' welfare aspect in their organization, and monitors by not only DOSH or DOE, but also by the Security Commission. That's some good sign. And also in the public sectors ada perkeliling KSN, with regard to implementation of occupational safety and health in the public sectors. And today I urge all stakeholders, including government agencies, employers, workers, industry association, all practitioners, and civil society organizations to work together to prevent, protect, and prosper. Let us step up our efforts to implement strong safety and health measures, enforce strict regulation, and promote a culture of safety and well-being in every workplace nationwide. This milestone event signifies our collective commitment to safeguarding the health and well-being of workers in Malaysia. Through this program, we will forge new partnerships, implement innovative solutions, and chart a course towards a future where every worker can prosper in a safe and healthy workplace environment. And I want to extend my sincere appreciations to the dedicated individuals of DOSH Malaysia, UITM, OSH NGO, OSH practitioner, and all Malaysians in the industries for their unwavering dedication and cooperation in furthering our shared objective. We have all inspired by our relentless dedication and steadfast pursuit of excellence. And finally, let us take this opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to protect of our workforce, future health, and working together to combat occupational diseases. Together, we can shape a safer, healthier future for future generation. With Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I hereby declare the International Occupational Safety and Health OSH Day 2024 officially open. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you.
Thank you for the lovely speech. The Assembly extends its gratitude to Irsinis technologist Dr. Majaha Abdul Rahman for the officiation earlier. Next, Assembly invites ladies and gentlemen for montage display in the front. For the next session, Assembly invites Associate Professor Dr. Lenny of Faculty of Medicine, UiTM, to hand over as a token of appreciation to the Honorable, your senior technologist, Dr. Majah Abdul Rahman. Assembly invites. Thank you so much. Before we are moving for the first presentation, so for the next session will be all attendees are requested to be ready at their respective places for the photography session. Okay, I would like to have everyone to just gather at this center because for the photography session. Please, yeah. Please squeeze in, please gather around, rapatkan soft. Okay? So that I think, okay, Prof kat sini, okay, Prof sini, okay. Alright. Yes, okay, yes, betul. Ni nak kena ni ke? Nampak?
Okay. Ready, guys, one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thumbs up sikit boleh? Right, ready? Thumbs up. 1, 2, 3. Right, okay, freestyle. 1, 2, 3. Good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, betul. Sure. And another reminder for the participants, especially OYK and SHO, please fill out and submit the pre and post program questionnaire for the morning sessions to qualify for participants' certificate. Failure to do so will result in the inability to obtain the certificates necessary for collecting your CEP points. Let's proceed without further ado. The program continues with the first presentation for this morning. The Assembly invites Dr. Ahmad Fitri bin Abdullah Khair, Director of Occupational Health Division at the Department of Occupational Safety and Health (DOSH), to deliver his presentation entitled Occupational Diseases, Landscape in Malaysia, Challenges and Opportunities. With all due respect, you are invited. Saya kudu slide ni.
Slide control sini.
Slide control sini. Oh, begini. Okay.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam Malaysia Madani, and not too late to greet Selamat Hari Raya Aidil Fitri. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator of the sessions. I think Dr. Siti Munira, and also Dr. Kegilan, and also all the participants of the International Occupational Safety and Health Day 2024. And first of all, I think I would like to thank the organizing committee for inviting Dosh for this session. I mean, to share a little bit on occupational disease landscape in Malaysia and challenges and opportunities. I think it's conjunction with our World OSH Day that we celebrate on 28th April 2024. I think in today's event, theme is shielding futures health and uniting against occupational diseases. And I think, okay, and during almost 30 minutes of this session, I would like to share and cover topic on OSH landscape in Malaysia. I think we cover the general overview on OSH legislation. I think that being enforced in Malaysia currently. And second part of my presentation is regarding overview on statistics of occupational disease in Malaysia. I think Dr. Majaha, Deputy Director General of Occupational Health, already shared a little bit on statistics of occupational disease in Malaysia. And the next part of my presentation is regarding OSHMP 25, Occupational Safety and Health Master Plan 25, currently be implemented, and I will share part of a program on the program related to occupational health strategies in protecting workers from occupational disease. And lastly, I think regarding way forward, OSHA Amendment 22 I think plan to be enforced on 1st June 2024. Okay, I think in general, OSH landscape in Malaysia is a long journey, whereby I think we have ratified ILO Convention 187, C187, specific on promotional framework of occupational safety and health. I think in May 2012, I think previous Minister of Human Resources, in which I think the government have obliged to continuously promote and improve the occupational safety and health standards in Malaysia by the development of national OSH policy, national OSH systems, and also national OSH program. So we have 3 elements in terms of implementation of ratification phase of ILO C187. So based on this ratification, I think the government has formulated national OSH policy, in which I think this policy has been approved by Cabinet and signed by our previous Prime Minister on previous administration, and was officially launched by Deputy Prime Minister on 27 April 2019 in conjunction with our National OSH Award 2018. So I think the National OSH policy has formulated the duty for every employers to develop a safety and health policy at their respective workplaces, as mentioned in Section 16, and Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, or in short, I think OSHA 1994. I think in which this statement of policy will show the commitment of the employers in regards or in respect to any safety and health issue at the workplace. So in general, I think the detail of element of OSH policy should consist of, first, I think the aim and purpose of the policy. Yeah. And second part, I think the principles guiding action on occupational safety and health, assignment of the function and responsibility of the employers and employees, type of action and infrastructures. Workers should be covered by this policy, and the policy should be assigned and dated by the employers itself. So this is the main element that certain organization should have in their respective OSH policy at the workplace. Okay. And I think next steps in the implementation of phase of certification phase is OSH, to have specific national OSH system lah. I think in which I think in our country we have specific legislation in occupational safety and health. For example, like we have OSHA 1994. Even I think we have amended the OSHA in 2022. Currently, we are enforcing the current amendment OSHA in 1st June 2024. And also previously we have Factory Machinery Acts 1967, and development of standard and guidelines related to OSHA. So this is the second element in the implementation of certification phase of C187. So we have second part of the implementation phase. And as you know, I think the Department of Occupational Safety and Health, DOSH is the government agency mainly responsible for managing and enforcing legislations related to occupational safety and health, with scope covered on mainly on OSH enforcement. Of course, currently we enforce still enforce OSHA 1994, FMA 1697 until 1st June 2024, and second thing, this standard setting for OSH to study and review policies and legislation related to OSH, and conduct research on technical analysis and on issues related to OSH. And third part, I think our job scope is more towards OSH promotion and publicity lah. Okay. Hopefully, somehow I think we currently try. In terms of perspective of clients, sometimes they are confusing between DOSH and NIOSH. Hopefully, you are able to recognize differentiate between DOSH and NIOSH. NIOSH is basically is our training center and also conduct study in OSH perspective in this country. So that's the difference between NIOSH and DOSH. So from this slide, I think you can see the three main acts that we enforce currently until 1st June 2024. We have Occupational Safety Act, OSHA 1994, Petroleum Safety Measure Act 1984, and also FMA, Factory Machinery Act 1967. And in terms of enforcement of OSHA, I think will be supported by certain regulation, legal binding, industry code of practice, and also OSH guidance. I think in this slide I have outlined a few regulation, industrial code of practice, and guideline which specifically related to occupational health for your reference. So this is few elements and few legal binding guidance for industry to follow in terms of to protect the workers in terms of aspect of occupational safety and health. Okay, okay. I hope you understand. I think semua senyap ni. Okay, okay. In the next few slides, I think I will share regarding our national statistic on occupational safety and health. I think for 2022 lah. I think in terms of statistic of occupational disease in 2022 is quite special because I think previous years we have only published DOSH statistic in terms of number of reported cases to DOSH only. But in 2022, I think we have a collaboration with DOSM, Department of Occupational Statistics of Malaysia, whereby I think we have tried to merge every single data in terms of occupational disease from, I think, DOSH itself, from Social Security Organization, SOCSO, some from Ex-Gratia, compensation, Ex-Gratia from Ministry of Finance, and also from our Royal Malaysian Police, in terms of Ex-Gratia specific on workers working with police, Malaysian, but the Royal Malaysian Police. So we have 4 set of data that we combine and integrate to come up with our national data into 2022. And basically, I think Dr. Majaha, our Deputy Director General, have mentioned about the OSHMP 25, whereby I think we have 3 main KPI to achieve in terms of our OSHMP Master Plan 25. 2 are safety and 1 KPI specific on occupational health. For safety, I think, of course, I think we like to reduce the numbers of fatality and accident rate by in 2025. And the other KPI basically is to increase the numbers of reported cases of occupational disease. That's why we can see later we can see the trend of reported cases increase by years because of one of the initiative or KPI we set in our OSHMP Master Plan 2022. Excuse me. And you can see that the OSHMP 25 started in 2021, so we take a baseline in 2020 so baseline numbers of occupational reported cases in 2022 is about 9,108 cases, and in 2022 increased by 80% to 10,707 in terms of number of reported cases. And we can see the numbers of increased numbers of occupational doctors registered with DOSH from 2012 to 2022, from 656 personnel to 1,112 personnel in 2022. So this is quite double from 2021, and one of the KPI also to increase the numbers of competent person in this OSH Master Plan. I mean, to cater the numbers of to help us to acknowledge and enforce in terms of reporting the cases of occupational disease in the workplace. See, this is a general overview in terms of achievement or indicator for OSHMP 25 based on OSHMP 25. And the next slide I will share is regarding national occupational disease statistics in Malaysia for 2022. So from 2010 to 2020, they have a few master plan, and that's why I think the numbers keep increasing. And why we initiate that KPI is basically we can see that before 2015, there's a numbers of reported cases quite low. And that's why more initiative, more programs, including I think to this program, National NODIP, is to initiate awareness and also to create, I mean to prevent occupational disease in the workplace. So in 2012, I think we have the highest numbers of cases, confirmed cases, around 7,140 cases in 2022, and also because of we have another reason because of we combine all the data in 2022 from various agencies, as I mentioned in previous slides. So that's why I think previous years we have only data on reported case from DOSH only. That's why the numbers most probably quite low compared to 2022. Okay. Next slide is reported cases based on states in Malaysia. So I think we can see that there's a various numbers of cases being reported based on state. Of course, smaller state will report lesser cases. Of course, then the three top state reported the cases mostly are from industrial state lah. I think like Selangor, I think 1,229 cases. Penang, Pulau Pinang, 979, and also Kuala Lumpur, 794 cases. I think leading the chart lah, based on the reported cases based on states in Malaysia. Okay. And the next slide is based on a number of reported cases based on gender and also nationality. And we can see the number of cases based on gender more likely more towards men compared to women. I think men around 84%, women 60%. I think most of the high risk job are being conducted or held by men compared to women. And based on nationality, I think most of the cases are from our from nations, 75%. And compared to foreigners, about 25% of the cases being reported. Okay, the next slide is regarding the type of disease, specific on occupational diseases. Of course, as I mentioned by the Director General, Occupational Health, most of the case is from noise-related occupational hearing disorder, about 76% of the cases, and 10% from cases related to occupational musculoskeletal disorder, and the others is from biological agent, 420 cases. I think because of I think that year still we have infection from COVID-19 related to healthcare workers lah. So the remaining is still low in terms of confirmed case and reported case based on a type of disease. For example, like cancer, occupational cancer, psychosocial still I think under reporting in terms of cases. So mainly from occupational noise related hearing disorder, and mainly because I think they have specific regulation that make it easier for the doctors, especially occupational doctor, to report cases specific on noise related hearing disorder. Okay. And this one is regarding occupational cases reported based on industry. So most of the cases are from manufacturing, 5,244, and also utilities, 1,035 cases of from utilities cases being reported. Okay, so the others still low, even though I think a few sectors, for example, like of course like agriculture, construction, quarry is still low, even though I think they have a very high risk activity or hazard compared to others. Okay, so this is the type of trend based on sector of industry. Okay, and the next slide is based on age of the workers lah. So of course I think most of the cases are in the type of working age group, and also mainly at the middle of the age lah, most of the time, and I think we can detect as early as I think 18 years old lah, from this data that we collect So this is the trend based on age of focus, and hopefully I think we can prevent progression of the disease, especially for the younger age group, if you can detect early in terms of occupational disease, and also improve the workplace as early as possible. Okay, so this is the trend based on the age of the workers. Okay. So in terms of third element of the implementation phase is a national OSH program. As I mentioned just now, I think the department has launched our OSH-MP, National Occupational Safety and Health Master Plan 2021 to 2025. In short, OSH-MP 25 by our Prime Minister with team of OSH Inclusive Unity and Commitment. I think this is a 5-year strategic plan started in 2021. Yeah, and I think they have, as I mentioned, they have 3 elements, 3 KPI that we need to achieve in terms of to reduce the numbers of fatality rate, accident rate, and also to increase the numbers of occupational diseases in Malaysia. So in terms of elements in OSH-MP 25 is we have basically 7 main pillars in this strategic plan, 5-year strategic plan. I think, and one of the element, strategy 4 is specific on occupational health in terms of empowerment of occupational health. Okay, so the other 7 main pillars is, for example, like strategy 1, we have OSH empowerment in public sector. Okay. Second, strategic strengthening self-regulation practice in the workplace, promotional, specific on promotional of OSH education and research. And the part is the strategy 4 is basically this is our bread and butter and also our focus in terms of empowerment of occupational health. Strategy 5 is improving OSH compliance to the SMEs, focus on specific on SMEs, strengthening OSH through technology, and the 7th main pillars is improvement of work-related to roads, informal sector, and future jobs. So this is 5 elements in our OSH-MP master plans, and it's currently ongoing. I think half of the mid of the implementation of the programs under OSH-MP 25. And probably I will elaborate a little bit more in specific on strategy 4, empowerment of occupational health. And one of the element in strategy program 1 is to provide a competent person specific on occupational health practitioner at the workplace, and to increase performance and access to occupational health services. I think previously we have guidance on occupational health service, but I think currently we have specific enabler in our amendment of OSHA 2022, whereby I think they have started the enabler for occupational health services in this current main acts. So previously we don't have any enablers. Currently we have previously we have only guidance, and now I think we have enablers. And in terms of to fulfill the obligation of this enabler in main acts, basically we have conduct feasible study in terms of development of framework on occupational services with consultant from UKM lah. I think we started this year, I think in January 2024, whereby I think we have appointed UKM Pakarunding to conduct a feasible study lah with department. I think this is 1 year study in which I think they will come out with some proposal or recommendation in terms of how we would like to implement occupational service in Malaysia lah. So I think this study will take time. I think 1 year, and after that we will I think propose to our management, top management, endorse, and also ministerial level to in terms of the best way to come out and also to implement occupational service based on the current amendment of OSHA. Okay. And besides that, I think to prepare the department beside the occupational study conducted by UKM, I think department needs to prepare also some concrete data on burden of occupational diseases in Malaysia. Although I think with the numbers of reported cases is increases by year, but I think in terms of numbers of reporting specific on occupational disease is quite low, still low compared to even I think our occupational accident in Malaysia. We have almost 40,000 cases being reported in terms of occupational accident alone, compared to occupational disease around 7,000 cases. So that's why I think the department have engaged with UITM consultant to come out with some program that we call National Occupational Disease Prevention Program. I think this is one of the study whereby I think we have appointed UITM to conduct almost 100,000 workers in the critical sector and training occupational health related program. This is I think 3 years program. I think with allocation budget of 2 million to the UITM to conduct program. So they have a few elements in this program. I think Dr. Simra will elaborate more on their next presentation. I think the main thing is the screening of occupational disease and come up with some profiling basically of suspected cases in this in the country basically, in which I think this is a quite important component or data profiling to support our occupational health services later when I think we need to propose to the government in terms of implementation of occupational health service implementation later. So this is quite component of profiling that important to the department to enhance our occupational service in Malaysia. And another detail, I think program, I think they will conduct a risk assessment and also training on occupational health to the employers and also employers. And also for competent person, I think they have opportunity to get continuous education program points, whoever involved in this particular study. Okay, so this is another approach and also for the department to come up with screening tools and also to prevent occupational disease in the workplace. And the other things is in OSHA Strategy 4 also, Program 1, we have developed a few guidance for the use of the industry and also competent person, especially occupational doctor. I think in 2021 we have come out with guidelines on management of occupational noise-related hearing disorder. 2021, this one under allocation budget of RMK12, and also I think we have appointed 2 training center to conduct training for specific on these guidelines. And the other one is medical surveillance program, guidelines on the medical surveillance program. I think we have launched it recently in 21st November 2023, I think in HGKM, and I think we have implemented and also enforced to be used in 1st January 2024. Okay, and I think for OHD itself, I think they are required to notify any medical surveillance program through our system starting 1st June 2024. So because I think we still have received manually the use form, so hopefully I think is there any OHD here? Ada OHD? Tak ada? No OHD? Okay lah, Google okay lah. Asset excluded. No OHD? Ada? Apa takut-takut? Okay. So this is another guidance, new guidance. And I think hopefully, this year, we will come out the third guidance regarding guidelines on psychosocial risk assessment at workplace. Hopefully, I think the first draft have been developed and waiting for our top management to endorse before I think we can circulate it for public comment probably by June. Hopefully by June, and we plan to launch it by October this year. So there's guidelines on specific on psychosocial risk assessment. In short, we call PRISMA hopefully we can be launch it in October this year Okay. And the other strategies, the other strategies is regarding the the auto sorry. Okay. The other strategy is under program is program 3, awareness and information sharing related to occupational health, and we have a few platform of social media that department have a specific specific material in Facebook, YouTube. We have specific YouTube documentary. I think we have upload a few informations, videos. I think that can be shared to the employees at the workplace, and hopefully I can use these all materials that we have uploaded in our social media, especially YouTube and also Facebook. So this is under another program or strategies in program 4 that we would like all of you to share, and hopefully it can create awareness to employees related to occupational health. We have a specific ergonomics material and etc. Okay. And another promotional activities under OSHA MP25 is previously I think we call another report sticker, whereby I think this sticker contain informations regarding our regulations and responsibility of employees. Employees to report any occupational diseases. So I think this project started in 2017. We can see the numbers of cases being reported in 2017, 238 cases, and increasing by years from 2017 to 2019. This is only based in Pahang only. So that's why I think subsequent years, I think we have implemented in the whole country, involve I think almost 12,500 workplaces, and also involve 1.4 million of workers that hopefully would benefit this kind of activities and action. What we do, I think basically we have a specific stickers, and they need to paste it in our industrial logbooks, and this sticker need to be signed by employer in view of them to oblige with this specific regulation that we call NADOPON regulation. So this is another initiative that hopefully you can create awareness among the employers. And I think another big program I think is SOHAP DIY, specific on strategies to in terms of compliance of OH related regulation, and we focus on 3 types of hazard. Basically, it's chemical, noise, and also ergonomics components. So they have a few modules that they might to 3 modules basically, and in which I think the industry will join the program within the year to comply with the regulation specific on this 3 type of hazard. So I think the objective of this program is to comply with the legislations and prevent occupational diseases in the workplace. I think last year we had a convention National Convention on SOHAP DIY, I think launched by our Deputy Minister, whereby I think we acknowledge all the winners of this SOHAP DIY who able to implement all these components of hazard in terms of implementation and also compliance to the three type of regulation per se. So this is another quite big event, and I think we have almost 2,000 workplaces that involved since 2015. Okay. And at the end of the day, I think besides specific programs, specific activities, and also in terms of implementation of OSHMP 25, I think our main activity of department are enforcement. And of course, based on our occupational disease data, our OSH enforcement, combining with other division, for example, like chemical management divisions, industrial hygiene division in DOSH, we have come out with enforcement strategy based on data, the highest numbers of data that we collected. So, of course, mainly from noise and also chemical. Based on our enforcement strategy, we focusing on noise and also chemical hazard. So this is another data that I would like to share regarding the enforcement strategies in the department. We have prosecution, we have surat amaran, prosecution, compound, directive letter, compound, and also prosecution based on our regulations. Okay. And way forward in terms of OSHA amendment, of course, I just mentioned about occupational services. We would like to come up with some proposal based on a study conducted by UKM. I think will take time. Currently, still we are using our occupational service guidance at the moment. And I think the OSHA amendment will be enforced on 1st June 2024 this year. So I think before that in May, I think most of the time we will conduct a seminar, awareness seminar in the whole country. I think starting in May to create awareness regarding our OSHA amendment 2022, and I think they will piloting in every single zone in this in the country. So hopefully you aware, and always follow our Facebook for our announcement in terms of seminar on amendment of OSHA. I think we will conduct it in every zone in the country. Okay. And the next, I think quite interesting in our OSHA amendment is the duty to conduct and implement risk assessment. I think the requirement in OSHA amendment is one of the compulsory requirement is to conduct and implement risk assessment. So hopefully, I think with this new amendment of OSHA, besides conduct implement risk assessment on safety, we also included hopefully included the occupational health component in the risk assessment. And besides, I think the main act enabler, I think we also will come out with some specific regulation on risk management regulation to support the main act. So I think wait for the further announcement from the department. And the other things I think quite interesting is besides, I think previously we have occupational health safety officer. In the new OSHA, we introduced a new competent person, trained person, we call occupational safety health coordinator. I think whereby they are required to hire, appoint one of his employee to to act as a occupational safety and health coordinator if they employ 5 or more employees at place of work. So this is another quite major changes lah in the amendment of OSHA 2024. Besides, I think previously we have introduced competent person, safety health officer for high risk activities. Now, I think from amendment of OSHA, we have introduced OSH coordinator. I mean, to act as a advisor to the employers in terms of occupational safety and health component in the workplaces. I think this is another things is about EJKP 7's online. I think this EJKP 7 have been revoked, and I think all the occupational disease reported cases should be reported through our online system, MyKKP. So this is another major changes from EJKP 7 to MyKKP online system. Okay. So what you need to do, if you don't have any account in MyKKP, I think you need to register before you reported any cases of occupational diseases in Malaysia. I think we started the reporting in the online on the 1st January this year. So hopefully can make use of this online system in terms of reporting any cases of occupational diseases in the workplaces. Okay, I think that's all for my sharing session. This is my last slide. And I think hopefully can pass this information to our colleagues who are unable to attend this session. I think this is quite important. I mean, in terms of sharing these informations, and basically, in terms of DOSH, I think we would like to get more reported cases specific on occupational disease, and hopefully, I think we can get some benefit from this to this event or program. Thank you very much. I pass back to our moderator. Any Q&A session?
Yes, if there's any questions that you'd like to ask or something, yes, please, from the audience. Anything?
And one more thing, you can follow our Facebook, Occupational Doctor Registered with DOSH Malaysia. Okay, thank you. Any questions?
Any questions? Yes. Anything? Yes.
Hi, Dr. Fikri. Just want to know. I think we've been asking about this for a while, regarding the competency for occupational health nurses, right? So there are many nurses actually are doing this program, becoming occupational health nurse, but they are not still considered as competent under DOSH. So is there any, is there any way forward for them to, is there any plans by DOSH?
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Dr. Gulen. Okay, I think that's why I think the study, OHS study conducted by UKM is quite important. Besides, come out with some framework on implementation of OHS, they will also suggest any few competent person that suitable to be implemented or to be implemented in OHS framework as per se. So that's why I think I've mentioned. I think I mentioned in the meeting with the consultant that beside the framework, and so I would like them to suggest any competent person that would be suitable in our OHS framework. Besides, I think OHN, also occupational psychology, for example, and etc. So I think still an open discussion. I think in terms of study, because I just started about 2 months the study, so I think they will need get some informations, and also there we conduct some public comment also from the stakeholders. So hopefully you can involve in any public comment conducted by our team from team consultant of UKM. Okay.
I'm Dr. Nick from Hospital Sungai Buloh. On the nursing side, they are considered as post-basic, right? If they have this OSH, when they do this OSH, how do you say, courses, and is that what for NIOSH or for DOSH too?
I think NIOSH have very short courses only. I think for government we have, I think we have public health nurse module.
Oh, just public health
for government.
Okay, because in the government side for the hospital, we've got a few nurses with that like so-called post-basic specialty. But unfortunately, because their term of reference, if you, the last 10 or 20 years, term of reference for nurses, they have to be in the ward. So for this year, we had to pull a few of those nurses from the clinic or from the our unit OSH to go back to the ward to do the clinical nursing skills. So it will be good if, for NIOSH or DOSH, liaise with our, HQ KKM, discuss on that fact, because when the nurse have this specialty, it's really, really helpful. It's not only the doctors. So we've managed to do a lot of things in the hospital with the help of the nurses start specializing in this.
Okay, I think we take note on that. Thank you.
Any more questions? MC as a runner today.
Banyak pula soalan.
Assalamualaikum to Dr. Fitri. So I am a student, DRPH student from UITM.
Okay.
So I would like to, I'm interested on the psychosocial part where you mentioned that DOSH is going to start in somewhere in June. So can you give a small, what are the features like the psychosocial, and then the target is for awareness of the risk assessment, or is going to be like a legally, as in is going to be a mandatory risk assessment among the industries?
Okay, thank you. In general, it's basically the guidelines is about tool, how to assess the working environment only. Working a tool to we have set of question. I think they have 26 question distribute amongst workers, and based on the response, we will cumulatively assess based on the questionnaires and come up with result based on the assessment. So basically, it's a tool to assess the and also this is not individual, it's environment punya working environment punya tool. So because we don't assess individually, because there's an issue on confidentiality of the workers if we assess individual. So in this guideline, we assess the working environment. So based on that, this tool will assess the working environment, and also in terms of because in our OSHA they have a compulsory requirement to do risk assessment, and we try to if let's say based on their assessment there's a psychosocial issue there, and then they're required to need to use this tool to further assess the working condition of the workers. So this is our general statement in terms of this guidance basically. Currently, I think we have developed the first draft. The main issue is we like to basically to what we call synchronize, jive it with our current risk management regulations. That's why I think this takes time for us to get endorsement from our management. So we need to go through first our risk management regulation, whether this suitable or with our, synchronized with our risk management regulations. Okay.
Any more questions? Maybe we can use that microphone first, try. Oh, it's not working. Too bad.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. So,
Salam.
I'm Azliana from Honda Malaysia. I just have one question. For our sectors, will there be any requirements or at least recommendations from DOSH to ensure that companies with in-house clinics appoint an occupational health doctor? Because currently from our perspective, from the HSE personnel, it is very hard for us to request from the HR side to get OHD appointed into our facilities as in-house clinic doctors. So because we have several cases before where there were misdiagnoses. So I'm just curious whether or not there will be a future recommendation from DOSH itself to at least encourage companies to appoint occupational health doctor as their internal house clinics. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the questions. I think previous guidance, current guidance on occupational service has mentioned, but this is just a guidance. For example, like certain requirement, for example, like if you have 100,000 workers, you are required to have one doctors lah as OHD, and 500, for example, is you are required to have OHN. But this is guidance only for the industry. So that's why in the current amendment of OSHA, we have mentioned specific enablers for that. But basically, we don't have any strong. I mean, as I mentioned just now, we don't have any strong framework atau recommendation regarding implementing OHS in Malaysia. That's why, hopefully, by this study, OHS study conducted by UKM, they can propose lah the method, the requirement, everything based on. I mean, they try to benchmark every other country lah. But I mean, we cannot implement straight away from specific country or benchmark any country. So I think we need to fulfill or try to what we call try to start whereby I think based on our resources in Malaysia lah basically. Okay, that's my general comment. Thank you.
Any more?
Oi, last.
Hi sir, good morning. I'm Anand from Dialogue.
From?
Dialogue.
Dialogue.
Dari
mana?
Dialogue.
Dialogue.
Oil and gas company.
Oh, okay. Oh, tak pernah pergi ni, kena pergi lah. Okay.
Okay, I got 3 questions actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay, number one, in terms of like audiometric. Is there, but this NRA latest regulation on NRA, it covers all. But in terms of small medium industries, SMIs, is there any like enforcement on SMIs on audiometric implementations? Okay, that's number one. Okay, number two
yes.
is
I answer straight away. General, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Number two is what is that? Okay, with the recent amendment law, I understand Section 18, if I'm not mistaken, because previously the high rank is Tata Amalan, then now it become a section already. Okay, is there any significant changes in terms of hygiene on risk assessment? Okay, from DOSH and the latest one, Section 20 on new amendment. Section 20 on the general duties of designer. Okay, is there a way forward for the manufacturer of any machineries to comply with designing of such a machines to produce less noise, because that fall under general duties of designer?
Okay, number 3 I cannot answer based on because probably this is more on safety punya component.
Okay.
Okay, the second one is regarding the what? Sorry. Second one?
Second one is about any changes on hierarch
Okay.
in terms of hygiene.
Okay.
Significant changes.
That's why I think in OSHA, I think they have a specific requirement already for employers to conduct risk assessment, and also this the enabler in OSHA basically we supported with risk management regulations. Okay. In terms of specific, for example, like if it, based on risk assessment, we identify high risk for noise hazard, for example, right? Then they are required to go further with NRA, noise risk assessment. So there's not much major changes unless there no method to assess specific occupational health legislation. You understand? If you like chemical, they have a high risk of chemical hazard present at the workplace. Based on the risk assessment, they are required to do chemical health assessment for further assessment. So there's a linkage between general assessment and also the specific assessment. Okay, understand? So in terms of new specific method of assessment on OH, at the moment I would say no, but they will link up with general assessment and also the specific assessment related to occupational health. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay. So I think thank you very much for your kind attention and also for your questions. So I pass back to our moderator. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to Dr. Ahmad Fitri bin Abdul Khair for his insightful presentation earlier. So we have now 10 minutes of toilet breaks. Okay, so we have our toilets, restrooms will be outside on this level. And also all these informations you can get from the YouTube, and you can scan the QR codes, yes? Okay, thank you. Is there anyone for toilet breaks, or can we continue? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting for the next presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting for the next. Next, the assembly invites Professor Dr. Siti Munirah binti Yassin, Public Health Medical Specialist, Occupational Health at the Faculty of Medicine, University Technology Jumara, UiTM, also serving as the head of the National Occupational Disease Prevention NODIP program, to deliver her talk entitled Exploring Occupational Diseases and Applying Assessment Tools in NODIP. A simplified approach. With all due respect, you are invited.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all participants. First of all, I would thank very much Department of Occupational Safety and Health for their collaboration with us in this program, NODIP. And also thank you very much to the organizing committee as well from SCOM, ICO, who are with us collaborating in the international event this evening. Okay, so and all to you invited guests, distinguished guests as well, for your collaboration with us throughout the NODIP program. Okay, so this is going to be quite an informal. I normally give my talk quite informal. Okay, I will just walk around and ask maybe. Okay, so I just want to know who here, everyone here is all NODIP, NODIP companies, correct? Majority, all. Okay, so congratulations to all of you, okay, for becoming part of the NODIP program. There were lots and lots of requests after we have closed down the program. Okay, after we have closed down the admission to the program. Okay, so as for today, the reason we are speaking English because we are forecasting this internationally. Although we do have limited numbers at present in this presentation during the morning session, but we will have more international participants in the evening. So this is live in YouTube, all right, also in our Zoom. So we have participants from all over Malaysia, companies, NODIP companies, through our Zoom, and also we have YouTube to our UiTM, also international participants. Okay, and it's a closed event, so I think if we open it more to others, it would be we should get more participation, inshallah, in the next feature. All right, so again, thank you very much for joining us, NODIP. Okay, it's been a pleasure with all of you with us for the past 1 year. Okay, so since we launched in November 2022. So some of you are quite unfamiliar. So I've been, our team, NODIP team has been actually, we have consultant with us, we have our staff with us. We have actually done quite a we have visited many places, many industries through DOSH states. To inform and get participation for the program, and also to teach all of you how to perform Tool 1. So basically, today's session is not about Tool 1 anymore. It's about performing our second tool. Okay, my presentation is actually based on 2 slides. Okay, so I'm not sure whether I can finish within 1 hour. Since I'm only given an hour left, okay, because I have my students here as well, my DRPA students, they know if I talk, I can't stop. Okay, it's okay. So I'm going to go quickly in some sections of the presentation, all right? So we can put Q&A at the end, all right? So there will be some sections whereby I need to concentrate more on because it will be part on the Tool 2. Okay, so most of the industries who have joined NODIP, they have gone through or they have understood well. But here for Selangor and KL, which most of you are attending today, physically, some online. Okay, so basically you are never being exposed to NODIP. I mean, you do not know you are asked to fill up a form. Okay, you are asked to fill out a form and to distribute the form to your colleagues without knowing what it is actually. So today I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what is it all about. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so if you are experiencing any of the following issues, okay, I'm sure you do. For example, exposure to chemicals, okay, exposure to ergonomic issues. Okay, here majority OYKs, huh? Do you have OYKs here? Everyone's OYKs? Or some are HR, human resource. Human resource. Okay, so human resource normally they have a little bit base background of safety as well, correct? Okay, so some of the terms I'm going to use here are terms which are familiar with those who are involved in safety and health. Okay, so you see from the pictures, you can see those who have issues with ergonomics. You can also see those who have issues with chemical exposures. You can also see those who have issues with noise. But basically, as we have listened this morning, the issue in Malaysia is that it is really, really underreported. How do we know it's underreported? Because you can see from your data, you can see from your complaints from your staff, you can see from the complaints of your workers. They're having problems like skin diseases, they're having problems like ear issues. Okay, they complain to you and you're not sure what to do. You're not sure whether it's an issue which relates to the workplace or the exposure that they have, or there's some additional issues outside the exposure to their, for example, their previous hobbies and so on. Okay, so now, for this program, we are trying to solve all these issues. Okay, so what is it about occupational disease? Okay, most of us know that we have lots of occupational disease, or maybe you have heard of it. Most of us, we are really concerned about what? NCDs, non-communicable disease, hypertension, diabetes, heart disease. Okay, we are very concerned about things that expose us because of the work that we do. Okay, without our knowledge, maybe some of us who are new to this, they do not know that when a person works in a place, they are exposed to various hazards at work. Okay, so these exposures lead to diseases, and most of these diseases are preventable and affects other workers. That's the issue. It affects other workers as well, and it reduces productivity of your company. Okay, so that's another issue. So we are worried because I know those who are in HR, those in our safety, one of the issue that you have to be complaining to your bosses, to your management is with regards to their concerns how to increase productivity of workplace. So one of the things that you can improve is just reducing absenteeism, reducing presenteeism, okay, as well as increasing and indirectly increases productivity of your companies, of your organizations. Okay. Okay, so this I'm not going to talk about this because I think Dr. Fitri has talked quite extensive about it. Okay, explain about what is the current issues. We're going to talk a little bit about what are the risk factors. Okay. Okay, so I think because of the setting, mine is using Apple, so it becomes like sort of like okay, never mind. Okay, so these are some exposures, ergonomics. We have psychosocial issues. Okay, for example, stress, burnout, harassment. Okay, so as we know, mental issues is in the rise at present. So we were just talking this morning with the state Dr. Mohan. You all of you are familiar with Dr. Mohan, right? Most of you from here, under Dr. Mohan and for KL Selangor, right? Who's from Selangor? Just want to know. Companies from Selangor. You too. Okay, companies from KL. Okay, so the others are from Negeri Sembilan. Negeri Sembilan Melaka. Okay, so we do have Negeri Sembilan Melaka as well joining us. Alhamdulillah. Okay, all right. So you can see I was talking to Dr. Mohan this morning. He was saying that now on the rise is mental illness. Okay, it's mental illness is in the rise. Everyone has been complaining, including industries, including universities. Okay, but you are fortunate that, of course, Dr. Fitri mentioned just now that the new guidelines coming out very soon, inshallah. Okay, so we hope it can be implemented, but there are some maybe after some time you will notice that maybe the new guideline suitability in certain industries, so maybe we can improve if it's not suitable for certain industries, because mental issues is very, very huge. Okay, the new guideline should cover all industries. However, we will see how it goes. Okay, and then there are also biological have been exposed to COVID-19, a recent one. Okay, which caused havoc in all industries, especially all industries complaining about what should we do in this situation, how to go about it, and so on. Okay, so this is something we should look into, and it does contributes towards mental illness in the long run. Okay, and then we talk about chemical exposures, we talk about ergonomic issues, we also talk about physical hazards. So these are the type of hazards which actually all contributed towards diseases. Okay, so you must bear in mind, okay, these issues or these hazards do contribute to disease. So these diseases are, as I mentioned, are preventable if we detect them early. Okay, if we detect them early. So the reason for screening is early, to do early detection. So what happens if you detect early? You're able to treat early. Okay, you're able to prevent further complication. Okay, similar like disease lah, similar like you having a heart disease, you want to prevent from death, right? It's similar to that. But in occupational diseases, some of the diseases are preventable, but some of the diseases are not preventable. Okay, for example, noise-inducing loss, it is not, once you have it, it progresses, but you cannot reverse it. Okay, so we are trying to prevent that, occupational disease. Okay, so these are the main types of occupational disease in Malaysia. All right, so these diseases basically are what this NODIP program is all about. We have 6 in our list, okay, which are occupational noise-inducing loss, occupational respiratory disorders, occupational neurotoxic, occupational skin disorders, musculoskeletal disorders, and occupational mental illness. So these are all the diseases you are concerned with. Okay, so if you notice that you have filled up form 1, tool 1, basically we're only concerned about this disease. Of course, there are others. Okay, for example, occupational cancer, which is not included. Okay, occupational infections, which is also not included. Okay, so but these diseases is not the concern of this NODIP project. So the NODIP project basically looks into diseases which are mostly reported in Malaysia. But we look into globally. Similarly, these are the 6 diseases which are commonly reported and commonly diagnosed in the workplaces. Okay, so the impact of occupational disease, as we know, we're talking about impact to industry, but you must remember that your worker that you have working with you, your organization, also returns home. Okay, they return to their families. Okay, once they contacted the diseases at work, it's going to impact the whole family and the whole society, and it's going to impact the government as whole in trying to treat these diseases. So when we talk about prevention, when we talk about screening, we are trying to prevent them from the root cause. In OSH, okay, in safety and health, even better, that we are trying even to control the hazards at work, even trying to prevent the hazards, trying to control it, and trying to prevent even contracting the disease, not even looking into progression. So there are 2 parts to it. Okay, first you are looking into preventing the hazards or controlling the hazards at work. Secondly, from a person who has never had disease from contracting new disease. And thirdly, from a person who has a disease and preventing from progression. So most of the time, it's like an iceberg. All right, most of the time it's like an iceberg. What do you mean by iceberg? Only diseases, only those at the tip of the iceberg are being diagnosed. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that those who comes to you, who complains to you, puan ataupun doktor atau tuan, I'm having problems with my ear, I'm having problems, are those who are severely affected. Okay, so they complain to you, and once you refer them to doctors, they will say that the doctors will diagnose them immediately as having that. So that's the usual practice. It's similar to those with hypertension. Normally, only those with severe hypertension having it for the past 2 years, then been diagnosed, then they are referred. But basically, if you do screening, you can detect them a lot earlier, and you can prevent them from having complication, macam heart disease and so on. So similar to occupational disease, it's very similar. All right. So what your function as an HR, your function as safety committee, your function as safety team is actually not only looking into the environmental aspects, but you also should concentrate on the disease, occupational health. In overseas, we are looking into areas whereby occupational health has risen above safety. Why? Because the safety part is very familiar with everyone. Okay, so all the industries are really aware, but health part is actually lacking behind. So they are trying to concentrate and trying to bring forward so that the health part is similar or at par with the safety part. So that's why you see internationally, there are many they have lots of reported cases of occupational disease. As compared to Malaysia, we have ours is 1 to 6. Our reported compared to their reported cases. 1 to 6 means per 100,000 means that it's not because of the number of the country issue or the country size. It's because of the we call it per percentage. All right, so we should be able to detect this early. Okay, so I'm just going through. I'm not going to go through these diseases. I think most of you are well versed with this disease. Normally, we do training. We do 1 hour training, awareness training for each of these diseases. Okay, if you see that our NODIP program, we have lots of those during our training. We talk about 1 hour, and we provide free for all industries involved in NODIP. We also open it for others. Okay, so that's why I'm not going to talk to you about each of these diseases, but bear in mind that these diseases are the important diseases that you should concentrate at work because they are the most common. Okay, we talk about noise-inducing loss. We talk about occupational respiratory diseases. Okay, and also we talk about this is in occupational respiratory disease. Also, there's a term what we call population attributable fractions, PF. So I'm not going to talk about this. It's going to be detailed out. So those just wondering, any of you have joined our training for the 1 hour training for the industries? Has your company joined in? Any of your companies or you have joined in our trainings? No. Tak ada Tak ada langsung. Ini tak ada. Okay. Oh, one person only. Okay. Because it's open for all, and we have and even some industries, even not the industry has joined in. So we kept it 1,000 per session, and it was done every 2 weekly for the past 1 year. Okay, it was done 2 weekly over the past 1 year. It's open for all your workers. Okay, and then we share slides as well afterwards. Okay, so that one was we had. So after this, hopefully you can get from our secretariat, from Norwich Secretariat, you can get our slides. I'm not sure whether we can repeat all those because it was done the whole 2023, the whole series of sometimes for each lecture, each topic we had 1 or 2 or 3 sessions. Just to make you understand, make your workers understand. It's very basics. It's not for OYK, but basic is for the workers, to make your workers understand. So why do you need your workers to understand? Definitely you need your workers to understand in order for them to cooperate with you. Okay, kita tak nak paksa-paksa. We don't want to force people if they don't understand. So one of our main OSH aspect is we should provide training and awareness as an HR or as an OYK or safety committee of the company. So we are trying to assist you by providing you training from our consultants. Okay, so we talk about neurotoxicity, okay, occupational neurotoxicity, whereby this is very, very common in workplaces. We have lots of regulations in place, but basically what we have is the CHRA, basically chemical assessment and so on. However, sometimes some workers are more exposed to than other workers, and those are the workers who come with complaints. Okay, so we do. So it's good that you know what exposures that they have in order to prevent them or in order to do further measures at work. Okay, then we have occupational skin diseases. So this is also very common, mostly involves use of chemicals, use of certain products, okay, use of exposure to dust and so on. Okay, this is also quite common in workplaces. Of course, we have various diseases and there are various occupations. So you as a safety committee, okay, you as a HR personnel, you as an OIK or person who has been entrusted, given amanah to you to look over your workers, you have to know each category of work, what are the exposures. Okay, you have to know each category of work, what are the specific exposures for you to know. Okay, for example, if a person is working in the storage room, what are the exposures? Okay, if the person is working with chemicals, what are the tendency for them to get? What are the symptoms that you might expect them to get? What are the disease you might expect them to have? Okay, so that when they complain to you, they come and complain to you, then you sort of like know, okay, I think this might be the issue. Should I refer or not refer to the nearest clinic, to the nearest OHTs? All right, so you need to sort of know what are the issues of your workers. Okay, then we have, of course, aggravating factors. Okay, then we have to know also what are the aggravating factors of the diseases. So from the 6 diseases that we have, you sort of like need to understand what is the aggravating factors. So that's why I really encourage those who are working in the safety and health aspects should know what are the risk factors of each of these diseases. Because if you do not know the risk factors, you wouldn't know how to control or how to prevent it. Okay, not just you need to know the hazards, but you also need to know what are the risk factors of the diseases. Okay, so for example, we have occupational musculoskeletal disorders. Is very common. Lots of complaints from the workers, not only in industries, we also complain in government sectors, in hospitals, universities, and all other private sectors. So this is very common. Office workers, whether you're involved with manual handling, you're involved in this. I'm sure most of you, most of your organizations have some sort of policy with regards to ergonomics. So also that should be highly enforced. Okay, then we have workers, just this aspects of mental illness. So I was talking about mental illness. So mental illness is an issue. 1 in 3 Malaysians are expected to have some mental illness, mental illness in the workplaces. So mental illness could be various. It could be some sort of mental stress. It could be some sort of depression. Okay, it can be some workers even develop into bipolar disorders. Okay, and some workers even develop into some family histories of schizophrenia. Maybe you should know. Okay, should know how to control it at work. Okay, so what is it about passive screening? Okay, so these are the general aspects of screening. We call passive screening. Okay, so this is what happens. So basically, this is what happens at work. Okay, so normally what happens? Can anyone? I'll just tell you what happened then. Okay, so what happens is that normally what happens is that you do an assessment, correct? You do some assessment for those maybe CHRA, or you do some sort of indoor air quality assessment. Okay, then so with that there are attachments of some forms that you need to fill up. Then you notice that some workers having issues. Okay, so that's what. And then they or maybe workers come in and complaining to you, have this, and you refer them to doctors. Okay, so what happens after that? So then the doctors may refer them to, may report cases to DOSH, suspecting of certain cases. Okay, so that's what we call a passive surveillance. Okay, that's what we call passive surveillance. You just receive, you as a human resource, or maybe you see in your company, for example, based on your trend, you see there's lots of injuries occurring at one particular place. One particular unit, one particular sector, then what you do, then you sort of like refer these cases for doctors for examination and so on. Okay, so that's what we call passive surveillance. But what happened in no-tip is what we're doing now is active screening. Okay, so I'm sure all of you have filled up Form A, Form 1, correct? Form 1, have you all filled up, right? Okay, so so in forms KL, Alhamdulillah, KL Selangor, we received lots and lots. So thank you so much. We received lots of respondents. I think over 20,000, 30,000 from companies in KL Selangor. All right, so lots, we received a lot. So from there, we are able to sort of like identify from each individual companies what are your issues. Okay, we identify from issues, and then what happens is that from there we request you to do further evaluation to ensure that it's really workplace related or not, because the symptoms could be similar. It could be similar with those outside work and inside work. We do not know whether it's basically from the workplace or not. So that's why we need a second assessment. The second assessment is just for those who are in the safety team. By the safety team should do further assessment. Okay, and then afterwards from there is confirmed, then we say that okay, these cases may require doctor's examination for confirmation of case. For example, to do blood tests, to do some audiogram tests, to do some lung function tests. Okay, to refer for further evaluation. So that's what we call screening, active screening. Okay, so this is a NODIP program. So I'm just a little bit explain to you a little bit about NODIP program. So most of you already know this. Okay, so we are involved in manufacturing industry. Okay, who here is from the manufacturing industry? Oh, we have lots from manufacturing industry. About 20, 10, 15. Great. Okay, who here from the construction? Oh, we have also lots of construction industries. Okay, yours is most challenging. Okay, construction industry is very challenging. Based on our visits, our data collection, okay, it's very challenging. Okay, and mining and quarrying, anyone? Okay, so this one we do get some, but very little. We got a few hundreds. Okay, wholesale and retailers. Okay, great, wholesale retailers. Okay, so your problem, we will show your results after this, as general. General, okay? General means that the results as not your particular company. Okay, it's confidential. Okay, so only those who, our team who are only involved in data analysis knows. And also, it's also confidential to even DOSH states to know which company has issues. Unless it's requested to DOSH HQ, then they may reveal, but we keep it confidential. Okay, so hotel restaurant. Hotel restaurant, any? Tak ada. Ada. Okay, Pahang from which state? Which state? Wilayah. Okay, wilayah. Okay, we have lots from Pahang, basically from hotel restaurant. Okay, utilities in utility sector. Okay, we have one from which industry? TNB. All right. TNB. We have lots of respondents from TNB. Thank you. Okay, so agriculture and forestry. Okay, we have one. That's also very challenging. Okay, which industry is it? In agriculture or forestry or fishing? Agriculture. Okay. Okay. Our most challenging was from where? any guess? Most challenging to do, even get questions. I mean, get participants. Was from forestry. They had to go inside there. It's very you have to go a few nights there to get even people to respond. Okay, so we didn't manage yet to get forward from forestry. From forestry industry. All right. Okay, so this is the zones that we divide into zones. So components of NODIP here, so that we have mentioned earlier that we have trainings, we have CEP points, we provide CEP points for competence. For this is today is a training basically. It's a training for tool 2. So that's why we don't want to do it many times, so we put it on YouTube. So those companies who cannot attend to this training, they're supposed to see it online. All right, so we recorded it. So this is going to be recorded and going to be distributed to all the 500 companies involved in NODIP that has positive cases. Okay, so we have also training programs, and we also do referrals afterwards once we complete the second tool. Okay, so this is the type of training that we do. We have tool 1 training. We have so the another training that we are doing is the training for OYK. Okay, anyone have attended our OYK training here? Tak ada lagi. Okay, so training OYK is free for NODIP companies. Okay, so I really encourage last time, and we have for outside companies they have to pay. Alright, for NODIP companies it's free of charge, and it's given by our consultants who are in the areas. All right, so basically we do really much encourage all the companies. Okay, the OYK training compared to the free 1 hour training too different. For free 1 hour training, it's just awareness training. It's any workers who doesn't have any knowledge, who's very vague about the disease, go for the training, for the awareness training. Even your bosses should go for the training. But for the OYK training, it's specific to enhance your skills, your knowledge on the area, and also to assist with you to fill up the second tool, which is our simplified version of the assessment. Okay, so that one we will be having one training very soon in chemical assessment. Okay, so it's 1 day training. We had previously on ergonomics training, and then we have previously on general. So we have about 5 or 6 training a year. So do please join in, because we have we have other participants from other industries, from not even Nordic industries, who is really keen to join. So we had to charge them lah. Okay, so we put charges on those outside for Nordic companies to give for free. If even then for free pelik juga, kenapa tak nak join? We even provide CEP points for them. Okay, so this is some pictures just to show what we've been to. So looking into industries like hotel industries. Okay, we also look into manufacturing industries, and those in Tioman as well. We based on industries, different industries. Penang for manufacturing, and Selangor from various aspects. Okay, and then this is our bi-monthly training. We had it. From October 22, we started in February 2023 until end of December, and we're starting again this year as well. Our third, we have once a month now that training. So please do take opportunity to join our training. Okay, and then we do provide CEP points for you. All right, so those who are going for CEP points, this is your time to get free training, free CEP points, because you have assisted in assisting the nation in collecting the numbers that we need to enhance the national project. Okay, so this is our training previously. Okay. So tool 1 is just a set that you have done, set of tools comprised of 6 diseases. Okay, all the tools that we use are all validated tools. Okay, it's been used internationally, but we adapted to local version. Okay, and we have a dual language which we have done. Okay, our tool 2 basically is looking into confirmation of sources of the hazards. Okay, so once you have filled in tool 1, we require your assistance as OYK or safety team. If your company has about 20 safety team, all need to assist with the tool 2. Okay, it's not by the workers, it's being filled up by the OYK of the safety committee of the company. Alright, so in order to determine whether whatever results that you get are basically workplace origin. Okay, so this is the concept. Okay, so this is just some pictures lah. I'm not gonna show here, nothing much here. Okay, so just now I go direct to the results. Okay, so this is the tool 1 analysis. Okay, there are various ways of how we analyze the data that we have. Basically, we have tool 1. Okay, we analyze tool 1, and prior to tool 1, we had to analyze your individual company. Okay, it took us like one company we could analyze 1 day. Even we have lots of team of RAs who's assisting, of 5 or 6 RAs just doing data analysis for your particular company. So we have we know we have a list of workers in your companies, okay, who has issues, but it's confidential. We're not sharing it with anyone. Okay, so we are also not sharing with you as well. Okay, the reason why we can't share with you because your workers did not consent, we did not ask for consent initially with all your workers whether they can share the results with you as the HR or the safety team or not. But we will share with you what are the locations of the areas of concern. Okay, what disease is associated with the areas of concern, and what type of job is associated with it. Okay, then that's with tool 2. Then we have tool 2 analysis after you have done, and then we have tool 1 and tool 2 analysis. So results so far, So this is basically the mean age is for about 35 years old in general. 95% respondents are blue collar workers, which is expected because we want high risk industries with those who are working with high risk, and also 92% are Malaysians. We have, I'm sure, because the reasons why Malaysians, because maybe you have issues with regard to filling up the tool among your workers who are non-Malaysians or who do not understand Malay or English language. Okay, so Malay respondents are the majority, followed by Chinese, Indian and Bumi. Then we have males, consisted of 61%, and most are ideal weight. A majority are married, have secondary level education, are currently non-smoking. Okay, so this is manufacturing industry. So manufacturing industry, open your eyes, who's in the manufacturing industries? Okay, so the main issue that you're having is mental illness. You have 27.44% as overall who has mental illness, followed by 20.6% who are having musculoskeletal disorders. Okay, then followed by noise-related hearing disorders, about 8%. Okay, so the construction workers companies, tadi this construction companies can. Alright, so highest prevalence among the occupational respiratory illness. Okay, 14%. Okay, and followed by work-related musculoskeletal disorders, and ergonomics issues, and also 5% are the noise. For hotel restaurant sector, okay, our respondents is from the 4,000 responded, 57% are having mental illness, followed by only 22% work-related musculoskeletal. Others are very minimal. One, we have some skin disease. We expect that skin disease will be high, okay, because they're using wet work and stuff. Okay, so but we were surprised, but the mental illness is the main issue with this industry. Okay, utilities, also mental illness is a big issue. Okay, I'm not sure why. We will investigate why. You can see. Okay, so we do analyze data based on specific illness, specific industries as well. Then we will know what's the reason why they have so many mental illness in utilities as well, and also with occupational respiratory and OSD. Okay, in trade or wholesale, the most issue is with regards to work-related musculoskeletal disorders. Okay, so ergonomic issues, I think there are lots of heavy lifting, all those manual handling things. Okay, then for fisheries and also agriculture, forestry is not here because forestry we couldn't get any. Okay, so work-related musculoskeletal disorders is the majority, followed by neurotoxicity. Alright, means that involved with chemicals, agriculture. Okay, then followed by noise. Okay, so these are the main issues according to industries. And also we have quarry. Sorry, what's this? What happened to this? And we also have suspected for quarry mining, is majority is respiratory illness, followed by work-related musculoskeletal disorders. Okay, so this overall. Okay, so what happens for results of PRA Tool 2? Okay, so we also have, so we are going to share with the companies who require to do assessment. Most of the companies here, why you are selected? Because your company has issues. Okay, that's why. So you are selected by DOSH because your company has issues. Means that there are results from your companies shows that there are issues. And it could be one disease, it could be two diseases, it could be all disease. Okay, and the sectors also we know, and also the person also we know. All right. Okay, so what we're gonna share with you, this is for example, confidential. We're not gonna share with you. We're just gonna share with you the overall, and then we are also going to share with you something like this. Before you proceed with tool 2, we are gonna share with you, for example, this is what based on one company. So for example, we took from this one particular company, management, the car park management, who are the, we did not share the names. We do have the name, but we blackened out the names, so we did not share the names with you because we did not want you to have some sort of prejudice towards your worker unless it's confirmed it's really from work, that you can refer these cases. Okay, so you can see some of the workers have even 3 diseases, suspected 3 diseases. Some workers just 1. Okay, but when we look into our international standards, we look into our international report, we realize that it's almost similar to what international reporting is. So our tools, alhamdulillah, are valid tools. Okay, to say it's suspected, but then we couldn't still confirm unless we get assistance from all of you, from the companies, whether to confirm with us whether it is associated with work or not. I mean, is there hazards or not? Okay, so this is some training. So we did training. This is an example of training. Just now is data collection. Now it's training. Okay, so training Penang, Selangor. Okay, okay. This is our team. Okay, so now we just to share with you. Now we have a workplace health and safety solution hub, what we call WASH. It was just established in our Faculty of Medicine. So NODIP is just one of our activities, our program that we have. We have other activities in our small sort of like small unit, small center lah. WhatsApp, we have WhatsApp smoking cessation intervention, we have consultancies, we have training webinars, we also have online education, we have medical surveillance program and so on. So these are our additional activities that we have, because some people are asking us, some of the companies are asking, do you provide training? Yes, we do. Do you provide this sort of thing? So we do provide all these other things other than NODIP. Okay, so I'm going to the second part, which is talking about the tool to itself. Okay. So this is in Malay. Why the it's a Malay, the site is Malay. I tried to explain in English, but I can mix, I think, because the tool is actually in Malay. This tool 2. This is a new tool. So new tool launching today. Okay, so after this, all the companies will be given this tool after we have provided with the results. We will provide you with results very soon per company. Okay, we will share the results with DOSH. DOSH states will go through the results after approval from DOSH HQ, okay, from Dr. Fitri and team. And DOSH states will share with you, and you as an OYK of the company will need to provide a very short assessment based on the location of sites. For example, we noticed that your company has about 20 cases. You submitted about, you did about 200 screening. And from the screening of 200, about 10% of your workers suspected to have diseases. It could only be maybe 3 diseases, or maybe 4 diseases, or 5 diseases, or all diseases. Okay, and it could be like from 3 suspected workplaces. You only need to do assessment on these 3 suspected workplaces. Our assessments are easy based on most of our assessments basically are from the guidelines, DOSH guidelines. We only have one additional which is the mental illness, because they have not come up with a guideline yet. So we sort of like introduce our own with DOSH. DOSH asked us to make our own based on our NODIP results and NODIP tools. So we had one on, do have one on mental illness. Okay, but the rest are from the DOSH guidelines. Whoever is familiar with indoor air quality, whoever is familiar with chemical health risk assessment, whoever is familiar with ergonomics, it's very easy for them to fill this up. It takes about 10 minutes only, I think. We have tested it. We have tested on site recently. And we have also come with results. So basically only about from the for example, your company has about 20% of cases or 10% of cases suspect of having occupational disease. From that one, from the 20%, about 11% only locations that we suspect is originated from workplace. So only those cases are the ones that we suggest needs to be referred for disease confirmation. All right. Okay, so what are the tools? We have 2 tools. I'm going to go. I have only another 15 minutes to go through this. Okay, we have 2 tools. One tool is we call tool 2A. We have a guideline for this as well. We will share with all of you, okay, once we provide you with the results of your company. So each individual company will provide you results. We will provide it to the HR of the company. So HR are supposed to discuss with your team, with your safety team, with your YK, or if you do not have YK, OSH coordinator is the minimal. OSH coordinator is the minimal. So according to the amended law, 2022 OSHA law, you have to have an OSH coordinator, okay, in order to implement this. And of course, it's a requirement as well, especially when you have cases in your companies. Okay, so if you do not yet have OSH coordinator in your company, please send your workers, your safety team, 1 or 2% for the cost. It costs not very expensive. It costs, I think, about 800 to 1,000. Okay, 3 days course to understand the basic assessment. All right, so we're not going to train you with this, because our training that we do, the OSH training that we do, it's a pemantapan tau. It's more towards OIK, who has actually understood many things. So we want you, those who never has experience or never has any knowledge on OSH, or just have mere knowledge, should actually go for OSH coordinator course. All right. Okay, so tool 2A, basically we will provide each company with 2 sets of tool. Okay, one is 2A, what we call, another is 2B. So 2A is basically you only fill up 1 per company. Okay, only 1 per company. What do you mean by 1 per company? If your company has about 20 branches, then if you have different CHRA, if you have different Indo equality, you can fill a lot. You can fill up based on branch. But if you only have 1 CHRA report, you only have 1 Indo equality report, you have only 1 ergonomic report, then you have to fill up just once. Okay, so what does it contain? It contains of the person OYK or the PIC of the company. We will request you to provide a telephone number for easy for us to contact in case there's missing data that we need to get information. Okay, and also each company has a code syarikat. You have code numbers. You just write code numbers. And also you have to say whether if you have any CHRA, if you have CIREC, you need to upload the results. Okay, you need to upload it in our Google form. Alright, so the reason why you need to upload is that initially we wanted you to snap. Okay, because when we were meeting with DOSH, with the HQ and DOSH states, they will say that it's difficult for us to see, to analyze results, because some of the results differ from other results. Okay, so we want to upload the whole CHRA report, or the NRA report if there is, or the ERA report if there is, Indo equality report if the latest that you have in your company. If you do not have any, then it's okay. Just put it no, it's not available. Maybe it's not required. Okay. Okay. So then we have tool B. So tool B is where the OYK needs to fill up. Okay. So tool B here contains, if your company has 20 OYK, 20 units with I know some of your companies have lots of branches, especially those in KL, Selangor. You are the HQ. Okay. So you are in charge of many branches. You have like 10,000 workers. Okay, you have like 20,000 workers maybe. Okay, so when you have lots of branches, then it's advisable for you to distribute, to call for a meeting with all your branches and give it to the based on the branches. It's better. Okay, so you provide this tool to B, then you have to then the person who's also one person, each OYK should have one should be in charge of this tool. So they do this tool based on the work units. Okay, you need to understand, if the work units, for example, you have 10, 20 work units in your branch, in one particular branch, and in charged by one safety officer, for example. Okay, so that 20 work units may be suspected only 5 work units. So you need to fill out 5 forms, 5 forms, because it's based on work units. Okay, if it's store, for example, then you go to the store. If it's, for example, area of machine mixing or chemicals, or area of for the area of manufacturing of certain products, then you go to that one particular area. Okay. Okay, so it contains, for example, section B, maklumat syarikat. Okay, the company's each information, for example, location and the work activities involved, and also look into the aspects of the workers. So workers is not by the workers who should fill up, it's by the person in charge. Okay, then we have also here we have 5 hazards. It's based on hazards. Okay, so how do you fill up the hazards? Is that it's going to be this Google form, so it's very easy for you. You do not have to go through every aspects of the hazards. You just, if there is no hazard, they will skip to the next hazard. If there is yes hazard, then there are lots of things there are a few things you need to fill up. So basically, if you notice that in your place, and based on the report that you get, from that was provided to you, you can see maybe the disease, for example, is neurotoxicity. Okay, in area A, there's neurotoxicity. So you only go to the hazard of neurotoxicity only. You do not need, you just skip, just say yes, no, and just go direct to neurotoxicity. Because we want to confirm, whether it's work-related or not. Okay, for example here, this is the tool A for section maklumat. So we have tool here. Okay, so this is just the tool itself. So basically, we did provide you with a QR code in the training that you have been provided for you, right? So in there, there's you can just go to the form. It's open. Okay, you can just go through first if you want to go through and see before you explain to your OY case or your safety team. Okay, so your function here is very important today. So you come here, you are representing your company. Okay, so if your company is very big and you feel that, oh, I have issues, I don't think I can do this, you can just contact us. Okay, or you can contact the DOSH states and maybe to give sort of like a briefing. If you request an additional briefing, we can provide that for you. All right, for example, if your company is too big and you feel issues that you think, oh, I don't think I can fill this up, we will try as much as possible to assist you. Okay, whether we can do it an online training maybe for your company and how to fill up the forms if they have issues. Okay, so this is, for example, CHRA, lampiran. You don't have to do lampiran anymore. You just fill up the CHRA. You just say yes, and then you just upload the CHRA results. Okay, and then even NRA results you can just upload. Okay, and the status, status penilaian hazard syarikat. These are some of the things that you maybe, if you fill up yes, then the things you need to fill up. Okay, then we go to tool B. Okay, so tool B here, Okay, so tool B here comprise of general information for your workers. So if you can see there, it's for the only to be filled by the safe who have safety. Maybe they are SHOs. Okay, they are OYKs, OHDs, or maybe they are OSH coordinators, or maybe they are a very well-trained safety committee for a long time. They can still fill out this form. They are well versed with the terms because it's very technical. Okay, then we have the penilaian. Penilai, we also need to know some information about you. It's easy to contact in case we feel that there's some mismatch. Okay, and then your maklumat syarikat, and then about your workers. There are some issues. For example, we want to know how many workers having absenteeism. For example, we want to know how many from the unit, from that particular unit who has issues with absenteeism. We would like to know that and reported cases. Okay, then you will see, you will go through all these hazards, maklumat biology, which is the biological aspects. They will ask questions, for example, have you had any, if your company has any issues with infections before, what the infection, bacteria, viral, and so on. If there is, what is it? Okay, and then you will have rating as well. Okay, you can also, okay, so that's why you need to be at least an OSH coordinator to fill up this form, because there is a hazard rating, a little bit of hazard rating, a very small hazard rating. So this hazard rating, basically, we took it from the latest DOSH guideline. Okay, it's not yet published, the latest DOSH guideline, but it will be published very, very soon. But we take it from there. So you just go through. It's just additional component that you need to read a little bit. It's all in the form. Okay, then we go into, for example, hazard chemical. Okay, chemical hazards. If there is yes, what need to do? For chemical hazards, it's very simple. You just upload if there is CHRA, if there is chemical registry, upload the chemical registry. Okay, we just want to know, because at the end of the day, we will analyze the results. Okay, for our part. And then ergonomics issues. Okay, so this is just some aspects of ergonomics. So we also look into aspects whereby we need to know how many of your workers, whether you have done ERA or not, initial ERA. But then for the ergonomics, a little bit complex. Not complex basically, but we would like you to fill up the ergonomics for assessment for from the initial ERA guide. Okay, so it's all in here already. All right, so there are pictures. We just take a few workers. One worker maybe who has the worst case scenario, just take one worker and try to assess that based on this hazard ergonomics. Okay, and then we have bunyi bising, of course. For bunyi bising, if you will need to fill up the ICOP lampiran just to ensure that there's no bunyi bising, there's no noise hazards at your place. Okay, they just go through the guides all there. Okay, and then we have also, you can just quickly read through this. Some of the things here are just information, okay, information, especially for OYKs, just to refresh it. Okay, and then we also have NRA, some more NRA. For example, here lampiran 1 you have to fill up. It's all there. It's all basically in Bahasa Malaysia. So unfortunately, we have it in Bahasa Malaysia, but we can do it in English later if you request. But because we noted that from the previous our previous forms, it was in Malay and English, but most of them is filled in Malay. Right, so we put it in Malay for this one first. Okay, so this is radiation. Okay, so radiation is additional things because we feel that it's also important, especially looking into aspect of skin diseases. So we put radiation in. Okay, and also so for radiation, there are certain jobs that are highly exposed to radiation, including manufacturing. Manufacturing workers are also exposed to radiation. Other than here, there are also other workers exposed to radiation, whether it's from the issue of non-ionizing radiation and also ionizing radiation. Alright. Okay, so this is basically it. So we have also quality indoor dalaman, which is indoor air quality. So if you have indoor air quality, indoor AQ, you just insert it in our tool 2A just now. And then of course hazards for those who are working with vibration tools especially, and those who are having issues with whole body vibration. For example, working with working or using equipment with leads to whole body vibration, or maybe drivers would recommend to fill up these aspects. Okay. Okay, the next one is psychosocial. So this is the most problematic one we feel, and the most crucial, and most workplaces will need to fill this on, because it was noted that most of your workplace do have 1 or 2 cases at least of psychosocial hazards. Okay, so you have to fill this one up. Okay, so this is basically based on your observation. That's why. So those OIK or OSH coordinator or safety team who's filling up that particular unit should know that area. So do some sort of interviews to understand what is the organizational issues, especially with regards to that place, the place you are working. Okay, so kadang-kadang you cannot fill up you cannot fill up immediately. You have to like interview a little bit first. Then not interview lah, sort of like ask certain questions to your workers just to get general idea if you do not know the place. If, for example, you are in charge of so many places and you can't remember, you do not basically know. But it's good, basically, you do not need to interview the workers. I would suggest you just interview the supervisors of the place. Okay, just get some idea what the issues the worker is suffering from, especially with regards to organizational aspects. Because there are organizational aspects that we look into, that individual aspects. So individual aspect is pretty easy, but organizational aspect is a little bit maybe complicated for you to understand if you do not work there. Okay, so I think that's all from me. We don't have time for questions. We have one question. Okay, because
so we open for Q&A. For 1 questions at least.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, Professor, my name is, basically we have the same name. My name is Siti Munira. So I'm from Telecom Malaysia. So for the data collection, like you just shared just now, we have some difficulties in giving the information, especially when the platform is Google Form. So we are facing a very serious issues during the first layer, I think, the Nordic program previously. We have to face all the group information security, all the policy and everything, because we have a lot of issue in terms of information securities. So I'm not really sure whether other companies are facing the same issue. We are not allowed to put any information of the staff or any information of the location or premises that we have in Telecom Malaysia by using the Google Form platform. So I think that is the biggest issue for us safety officer in Telecom Malaysia. So I hope you can give us advice or any different platform or maybe some kind of apps, because when it comes to Google Form, we cannot even open the Google Form during our working hours or using our laptop or our PCs. That's all from me. Thank you.
okay, thank you very much. That's a very relevant question. Same name, Munira. You call Munira or Siti? Okay, right. Okay. So basically, we do have issue. Initially we do have complaints from companies. The one that you mentioned just now, and we have brought this up issue in the doing DOSH, even to DG. Because we meet DG every few months to present our results, to discuss on what needs to be done. Because this project is not ours, it's not a UiTM project, it's a DOSH project. We are just the one who are assisting to get the project done. Okay, so basically, according to DG, there should not be an issue of that confidentiality because it's something that's governed by the government. Government they need to know the data, they need to get the data, the information in order to improve for the national punya benefits. Okay, so with regards to the confidentiality, that's why, and then we were discussing as well with regards to the workers aspect of confidentiality. So with that's why we cannot share any of the results with you, with the companies, individual companies. Although we need to know the names, because in order to know, if you do not know the names, you can just fake information. Correct? You can just put any name, any ID numbers, anything. We need to know, because DOSH is because we talk about workers, about health. Health is always about getting the IC of the person, and then later you need to refer that cases as well. Correct? You need to refer to doctors as well if you suspect it. So definitely we need, but we're not going. It's going to be confidential for the worker. And then in terms of law, confidentially as well, the reason we cannot share with you because the worker did not provide consent to us. Unless we request all the 100,000, now we have 120,000 respondents total, we have closed down. Okay, we have closed down in 120,000 respondents. It's not 55,000. 50,000 was just our results that we had analyzed. We are still doing analysis. Okay, and then 20,000 respondents. From these respondents, we if we were to contact each individual one, it will be the issue. So we did not contact them. We will contact unless we need to inform the majikan, the company, that we need to inform for their own benefit. Okay? Right, you want to? Okay. Second question, you want to? I have to. Okay.
Okay, Prof. Basically, it's not the confidentiality issue. Because we do agree that when DOSH asks for any details, we have to put all the details inside the system and everything. But our group information security question is, when we open the gate for the public cloud, so it means Google Form is basically a public cloud. We don't have any issue in terms of sharing the confidentiality of the information from our staff. We don't have any issue on that. But when it comes to public cloud, I mean the Google Form and everything, so the group information security always asks us where do the information goes, and if let's say DOSH and also UiTM can provide us some sort of assurance that you have your own, even though that one is a Google Form, but you have your own Google platform or Google Cloud which is secured and have all the ISOs and everything. So basically we want to share all the information because we need the analysis as well. But we need those kind of information, where those cloud go, where the information goes, because we all knows the Google is basically is quite easy to hack. So from our perspective, we don't want to open any gate for especially for TM. We have a lot of customers punya details and everything. So that's why we need to know how the gate of the information can be secured by DOSH and also by UiTM.
Okay. Thank you very much. So it doesn't go into UiTM, our database. We have our own database. We have our own secured website, and we bought it basically the whole system, the whole platform, and then rest assured we will share with you later to ensure that because it's all password encrypted. Okay, even double password encrypted for our datas. Okay, so and then of course because it's only written UiTM, but it doesn't go to UiTM at all. The reason why you put UiTM is easy for us to sort of like people say, okay, UiTM, okay, so people understood it's from UiTM. It's a collaboration thing, but it's not from UiTM. But we will share with you. We'll put some disclaimers or something there. Thank you very much for the question.
Any questions you can ask later, okay, because we have running out of time. So thank you. Assembly extend its gratitude for the insightful sharing earlier. So without further ado, we continue. The Assembly invites Mr. Muhammad Izwan Maznot, Senior Lecturer at the Faculty of Health Sciences, University Technology Mara UiTM, Puncak Alam Campus, to deliver his presentation entitled Unveiling the Power of Hierarchy, Safeguarding Success in the Industry. With all due respect, the Assembly invites.
Okay, hi everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon. All right. Firstly, do not get confused with the image on the poster, because the image on the poster is taken for pre-Hari Raya punya shoot. I'm not wearing any songkok today, and I'm not going to deliver any on religious things. All right. I prefer to call it a sharing session instead of giving a lecture, even though I'm a lecturer myself, because I know in front of me, basically you guys are more knowledgeable than in terms of safety, because we have a lot of people from OSH background. Okay, I would like to share regarding on a few key points on especially conducting hierarchy in your workplace, and also I would like to share some of my experience during my tenure as a secretary for OSHCO in my faculty, because we managed to handle a situation whereby the conducting of hierarchy is very important, a lesson to learn for us. Okay, this would be my presentation outline. Of course, when we say about hierarchy, it's basically one of the most important things to be done before you get your job done. Yeah? You have to identify the risk first. Before you identify the risk, you have to know what is basically the cause of the accident in workplace. And then a little bit on hierarchy, the three elements of hierarchy, what is the differences between hazard and risk. Okay, legal requirement, I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with the term, and also the recent amendment on OSHA 2022. The benefit of hierarchy, the most important things in our job, and how are you going to prepare your hierarchy. Okay, the strategy for hierarchy implementation based on my experience and also some input that I get from alumni. The current issues on hierarchy implementation, and I think the last one would be on the case study on the success of hierarchy implementation. I put it example in my faculty, and we come into the conclusion part. Okay, accident do happen, right? Accident do happen. We don't want accident happen, but it happened in our workplace. There are two factors. The first one is basically, because of machine, and majority of the accident that happen in workplace is basically because of human failure. It is based on the unsafe act, because of the carelessness of our workers, sloppiness, negligence, didn't took any attention on the instruction given, laziness or ignorance, or just based on the unsafe condition. Okay, lack of hierarchy that I have experienced in my faculty, no training given, or lack of training, or inappropriate training given, and also knowledge. No knowledge, especially the new staff, your new workers, and so on. Okay, these are the two conditions: unsafe condition and unsafe act. These will be the differences between hazard and risk. Hazard is something that has a potential that might harm you, but if you don't get close to the hazard that exists in your workplace, you don't expose yourself, you don't expose your workers, so basically you don't have any risk. You don't have any incident happen, even though the hazard is exist in the workplace. Okay, there is no chance of harming occurring. In this analogy, I'm using a crocodile. You know, everyone know crocodile is a fierce animals, can do harm to you. But if you don't get close to the crocodile, you don't get hurt. But if you send your employees later, working with crocodiles, feeding the crocodiles and so on, this analogy might be in your workplace. You are giving instruction to your workers to do any kind of activities with a machine. See, okay. So you work with your machine or you work with a crocodile in this image. Basically, you are exposing your workers to a risk. Then the risk will exist. The likelihood of a hazard causing and harm. Okay, these are the conditions that you have to control. You, as a manager, you as a competent person, OSH coordinator, and so on. You have to control. You have to identify, because this is very important. Okay, so hierarchy is basically you have three elements. The first thing, hierarchy, hazard identification. You need to identify what sort of hazard that exists in your workplace. What kind of hazard? Maybe you come from different background. You can share your experience facing with the differences in terms of hazard that exist in the workplace. Okay, hazard identification. You have to recognize the things that may cause injury or harm to a person. In construction, you have machinery. You have people working under the heat, under the sun. In manufacturing, you have people standing for 8 hours, let's say, ergonomic hazard and so on. And then the next process, after you identify the hazard, the risk assessment, the most important things, the key element in hierarchy. Okay, you have to have somebody with a knowledge to do the risk assessment. You cannot simply send somebody without having any knowledge or good knowledge in risk assessment to do your risk assessment. Otherwise, it's going to be GIGO, G-I-G-O, garbage in and garbage out concept. Okay, and then the last one would be risk control. Okay, I always say to my student during my class, for the 4 years they studied in UiTM under the course of Environmental Health and Studies. Basically, they are the most important things. They know how are they going to interpret and select the best hierarchy of control method. You know, the triangle. That is the goal of their studies basically. But before you select the correct risk control method, you have to know the previous or the input. Because if you wrongly selected the wrong decision, you made the wrong decision, it's going to cost you money in terms of cost, in terms of machinery and so on. And then, right? So, why do we need to know about hierarchy in workplace? Of course, the first one, as OSH officer, OSH personnel, it is your core business. I always call those who work in OSH, or those who basically OSH person, is an unsung hero. Unsung hero. Because your product is basically cannot be seen. Right? Are you agree with me? If you are an engineer, you get production, you get money, profit. But for OSH personnel, basically you are the one to ensure you are the one who ensure that your workers come to the workplace safe and they go back safely. Okay. In Islam, your pahala is so big. Unsung hero. Please remember that. Okay. Something which is contradict to your organization. That is one of the hurdles. When you ask something to be implemented in terms of OSH in your workplace, your boss always asks, what would be the result in terms of profit, right? That is something what we call the challenge. Yeah. Okay. Your core business, and then always in Malaysia we have an OSHA 1994 Amendment 2022, the latest version, 1st June 2024 will be enforced. Legal requirement, especially the new one, Section 18B. And then hierarchy is always the first step to accident or incident prevention before you implement other sort of control. Okay, in terms of financial benefit, you don't have to pay any compensation. You don't have to increase your premium for your insurance. That would be considered as financial benefit. Okay, enhance your organizational culture. You just ask anyone, any fresh graduate, what sort of company they would like to get in, they would like to work with. Of course, one of the reason will be the company that can ensure they are safe. They are safe in terms of working there. Okay, their safety. The company. You don't want to work with a company that give you so much money, but at the end you will suffer from disease. Okay, right? And then improvement in terms of efficiency and productivity. Happy workers will always give their best to the company. They give their effort. Okay, happy worker meaning to say they are healthy, they feel safe in the workplace, so they come to the workplace, they can deliver their job very well, and then they go back safely. That's it. So these are the key elements that you have to know about hierarchy, in the philosophy behind hierarchy. Okay, so however, hierarchy is basically a basic risk assessment. You cannot rely 100% on hierarchy, even though you have conduct hierarchy. Sometimes you have to go further. Example, during your hierarchy assessment, you manage to find out there is a risk regarding on noise, but you cannot simply use the result from hierarchy to convey the message or to consult your top management that you are having a problem in terms of hearing impairment among your workers. You have to conduct noise risk assessment, and for those who are dealing with chemicals, you have to conduct CHRA. Okay, but hierarchy at the very beginning will give you some kind of what we call information before you go further. All right. Even though these are taken from a guideline from hierarchy intended for the use of assessment of physical hazard, clearly stated there. Sometimes you have to go further, ERA, NRA, CHRA, and so on. These are the principles of legislation in terms of managing safety and health. We have the first one is Section 15, the most powerful section in OSHA. If you can ask any officer from DOSH, these are the most popular section in OSHA to be used as part of their legislation procedure. Out of 100 and for the year of 2020, if I'm not mistaken, out of 145 cases in the court, 115 cases are using Section 15, the most popular, because the word so far as is practicable, very contagious word phrases. Yeah, okay, the industry always trapped into the philosophy or the definition of so far is practicable, because your understanding in terms of practicable might be different with the understanding by the DOSH. And then we have the latest one, Section 18B. It clearly stated that the principal shall conduct a risk assessment in relation to the safety and health. Now, you have the older version with a maximum fine of 50,000. Now, they are going to 500K. Just imagine if you do not conduct any hierarchy in the workplace, you might face with 500,000 value in terms of fine. Are you going to do that? Okay, these are some of the key points that you can use to confirm or to consult with your top management. You just said, boss, daripada kita bayar 50,000, baik kita buat. Okay, daripada baik kita bayar 50,000 ataupun 500,000, baik kita buat hierarchy lah, ataupun baik kita buat yang lain-lain risk type of assessment. Okay. The second one would be the risk control is required to eliminate or reduce the safety and health risks. And also the process of evaluating the risk to safety and health arising from hazard at work and determining the appropriate measure to risk control. These are the new one. I'm pretty sure that you already know about the changes happen Now, the hierarchy process, I'm not going to teach you on how to do the hierarchy process because you already know. But these are the process that involve. The first step is basically you have identify the workplace hazard. Okay, the second one, you have to assess the risk. Okay, the severity and the likelihood of the possible incident for each and every unit of your operation. And then you identify the control measures, you implement, and then you have to monitor, is it really what we call, adakah ianya tepat, your choice for the control measure, is it really correct, is it the one, okay? And then you have the reviewing and updating. You cannot simply do your hierarchy and then the same what we call the same report is being used and again for the 10 years, for the next 10 years. No, you have to do your hierarchy regularly, okay? Because in terms of changing of your operation, in terms the changing of your workers, and also changing in terms of your top management. Sometimes you need to conduct your hierarchy again, re-evaluate and review again. Okay, these are the benefit of hierarchy. Of course, to prevent accident, because it helps you to identify the potential hazard. Okay, evaluate the risk and making that your workplace is safer for your workers. Reduce your costs in terms of compensation, especially your good names, your company good names. This morning, I know that some of you might reading regarding on the helicopter crash in Lumut. Yeah, it just happened this morning. Now the organization of Tentera Udara Malaysia is currently being asked in terms of their safety and so on. So we don't want the same tragedy happen in your workplace. Otherwise, your company, your product might suffer some kind of loss in terms of your integrity and also your goodwill. Okay, and also another major benefit of hierarchy is basically increase of productivity. Yeah, investing in a safe workplace boost your morale in terms of your employees. Okay, they come to the workplace, they happily doing their job perfectly. Yeah, which lead to increased productivity and employee satisfaction. Have you ever conduct any assessment in terms of safety perception among your workplace, among your employees in the workplace? Anyone? Anyone would like to share your experience regarding on conducting the result of conducting employee satisfaction regarding on safety and health in the workplace? Anyone would like to share? None. Okay, so perhaps after this you might want to do the employee satisfaction because these are some of the what we call activities that can give you input, the insight, yeah, whether the hierarchy that have been done before is basically managed to identify the real situation in the workplace. Okay. So preparing your hierarchy, the first thing you have to identify, you have to do your assessment, and then later on you put your control measures. Okay. What to look during hierarchy? Complex tasks. Be especially diligent when dealing with complex tasks or unfamiliar equipment. You cannot do your hierarchy alone. You have to form a team, because hierarchy is basically what we call subjective, subjective assessment. Okay, your perception on hierarchy, your perception on the risk or hazard might be differ with your colleague. So that's why sometimes you cannot do it alone. You have to get a team to conduct hierarchy, and then you consult with the team, and then you come into your conclusion on a consensus basis. That is what I have done in my faculty. Yes. Okay. And then sometimes you need to get expert input to ensure that all potential hazards have been identified and assessed. And then most important thing is if you form a team, you need to get training for them at very beginning before they conduct the hierarchy. Okay, as I mentioned before, the GIGO, yeah, garbage in, garbage out. These are the hazard that exists in the workplace. You need to identify every single element of the hazard. Do you have any biological hazard in workplace? Perhaps in some of the industry they don't have any, but some might have. Yeah, especially hospital setting, lab setting, and so on. A chemical is a common one. Physical, ergonomics, common one. Psychosocial. I think this is quite new. Psychosocial hazard, depression, yeah, stress, those kind of physical hazard that exist in workplace. Sometimes we just ignore them because psychosocial is something which is not physically appear. Kan? You tak nampak secara physical. Okay? But it do exist in the workplace. Okay? These are kind of hazard that exist in a common workplace. Okay, these are the latest hierarchy form that being used currently by or being shared by DOSH. It's quite different from the previous version because if you look closely, you have the reassessment risk column and also additional in terms of it already divide into the classification of hazard. You have the physical, chemical, biological, economic, and psychosocial. The previous form, I don't think that it does have the sub-unit for physical, chemical, biological, and psychosocial column. It only stated clearly hazard form. Okay, these are the new one. Okay, for the hazard identification approach, how are we going to identify? Basically, you can have brainstorming. Yeah, brainstorming among yourself, among your team. Okay, and then work observation. As an assessor, you must be a very sensitive person. You must be able to identify things which is sometimes beyond what we call sesuatu di luar kebiasaan lah. Ataupun boleh dikatakan, let's say orang tak nampak tapi you nampak because you have the knowledge. Ataupun idiot, something yang dah menjadi kebiasaan, something yang dah selalu dilakukan, okay, tetapi itulah sesuatu yang tidak betul sebenarnya. Okay, your work observation, and then HAZOP, you need to know about the process hazard analysis. You have to know about the job safety analysis, workplace inspection, exposure monitoring record, your statistic, and also you need to friendly to workers because sometimes you have to interview your workers, kan? You tak boleh nak garang-garang sangat. Normally orang cakap orang OSH ni garang. Betul ke? Dia tak suka orang OSH datang sebab dia nak cari salah. No. Okay, it's not about that. Basically the OSH personnel is come to save you, to ensure that you're safe in your workplace. Okay. Okay, risk assessment. These are some of the elements that need to be identified. Yeah, you have to have your accident record. Okay. Sometimes you have to measure the distance between the workplace to the hazard, exposure time, frequency, personal or human factor. Okay, machine history, the maintenance, the age of the machine, the condition, your workplace environment, the ability of safety device. If you do have any sensor, is it working or not? The possibility of override of control measures, especially among the senior workers, and ability to return control measures, and also human medical factor. These are the factor to be considered when deciding the likelihood of the occurrence during the hazard exercise. Okay. How to implement hierarchy in workplace? Getting your management to buy in the idea of conducting hierarchy. How are you going to convince your company? Boss, we need to conduct a hierarchy. No lah, kita ada target untuk capai 10,000 produk, tak sempat nak buat hierarchy. No, you have to ensure. Macam mana nak pastikan? Are you going to consult? How are you going to getting your management to buy in? You have to ensure that you have obtained the support from the senior management. Be good with them. Okay, alright. And then you have to consult with your workers, because these are the one that basically facing with the risk and hazard every single day. They might give you some input regarding on what sort of hazard that exists in their workplace. Sebab basically because you are the OSH personnel, okay, you cover the whole factory, you cover the whole organization. You cannot simply making a general statement or making a general observation. By consulting with your workers, they will give you a better insight. Okay, and then you conduct your hazard assessment, assess the risk associated with each hazard, and develop your control measures. Okay, this will be your HIRAC strategy. The first thing, the most important thing, the lesson that I have learned in my faculty is getting the management commitment. During my time as a secretary for OSHCO, I managed to get some sort of power from my dean, from my decan. He said, Izwan, you just do whatever you want, but in order to ensure that our faculty is safe. Okay, even though with such what we call penurunan kuasa, ada juga accident berlaku. Nanti saya akan share lah. Okay, and then the second step will be establishment of HIRAC team or committee, representative from every single department that you have. Give them the training and awareness and documentation for and record keeping. According to the regulation, for 7 years, if I'm not mistaken. 7 years. Okay, right. How to convince your top management? Emphasize on the legal application. As I mentioned before lah, you nak buat HIRAC ataupun you nak berhadapan dengan 500,000. That will always become our option in order to convince the top management. Dengar je 500,000, bos biasanya akan okay lah, setuju. Okay, highlight the potential consequences. Cost benefit analysis. Okay, show on how implementation HIRAC can reduce the cost associated with expenses. Previously, Prof. Munira share with us the what we call the iceberg theory, kan? You only nampak yang atas air, but the real problem is the down under the water. Okay, yang kita tak nak yang itu berlaku lah. And then competitive advantage, competitive between company within the same industry. Okay, goodwill of your company. Companies know their strong safety culture and the positive impact. Brand new image, customer loyalty, and market competitive. And especially you have ISO 45000, the standard one. Okay, and then enhancing productivity and performance. You show to the company the comparison between having a HIRAC and after you done something based on the HIRAC that you have done. You just show them the statistic. Okay, that is the key point. I give you the key point. Perhaps you might share with us your experience. How did you convince your top management? Anyone from any company? Saya sangat terbuka untuk berkongsi. Anyone would like to share? How did you convince your top management? Perhaps our friend from Telecom. Anything you would like to share with us regarding how did you convince your top management for doing safety? Yeah.
Okay, from Telecom Malaysia, one of the way that we convince our management is by using the statistic. Okay. So we are portraying how many accidents happen and what work activities and work related tasks and job that happens, especially when we have a recurrence incident.
Yeah.
So by doing that, we can portray to our management that one of the most critical part in managing all the incident, especially on the LTI and everything, is by understanding our hazard first.
Yes.
So Alhamdulillah lah, because of that, we don't have any issues in conducting the HIRAC and getting all the what you call the cooperation from the top management as well as our operation team.
Yes, getting the money.
Yeah.
For your unit.
Especially one of the way is by change the statistic to dollars and cents lah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Change the statistic to dollars and cents.
Yeah.
And also sometimes in term of what we call time kan, masa.
masa.
Yes.
Pun
Right,
kita
thank you very
gunakan
much.
juga ni juga kita gunakan juga DOSH punya DOSH, all the act in DOSH, and then all the sometimes the notice and also the warning letter from DOSH also help us to
No.
convince the management.
And sometimes you have to let any incident happen. Incident happen first.
Unfortunately, that is one of the way.
After that, you can always convince your top management. Alright. Okay. Identifying your control measures to reduce risk. You have to combine every single control measures basically in order for you to get the green color. You need to combine in terms of engineering, administrative, and personal protective. If you go to personal protective alone, sometimes you cannot get the green color. I mean, the green color indicate the low risk. Okay. That would be the best approach. The long term and the short term strategy. Okay. The short term might be goes for personal protective equipment. However, in the long term, you have to combine these three elements. Okay. Not selain daripada elimination and substitution. Elimination is very hard to be done. Okay, eliminate your risk. Basically, you eliminate the operation. Substitution will come with another risk. Okay, these are the three elements lah: engineering control, administrative control, and personal protective equipment. Okay, these are the example. Reviewing and updating your hierarchy. You must regularly review your hierarchy at least once in a year, and whenever hazard or work of condition has been changed. You need to get involvement from your management, encourage and train management to be part of your hierarchy team. At least your managerial level, or kalau boleh lah, mungkin yang top management tu sekali involved. Okay, as they are the one responsible for the overall safety of the workplace. Any incident, any accident happen, any prosecution case, it always come back to the top management, right? CEO, COO yang akan kena. Okay, nama mereka lah. So get them involved. And then you need to get workers' feedback. Okay, get feedback and input from workers on the effectiveness of control measures that exist in order for you to increase your effectiveness. Okay, and suggestion for improvement. These are the current issues on hierarchy during your hierarchy activity. Your employees saying that basically you are looking to their kesalahan mereka lah, kan? You have to convince them basically you are not looking untuk kesalahan mereka, tapi you are trying to ensure that they have a better environment, better working environment. Okay. Copy and paste report. Report, copy and paste. Okay, copy and paste in terms of your report. Okay, too high expectation. Okay, basically doing your hierarchy is the intention is meeting the standard. Meeting the standard meaning to say you just meet the standard based on the legislation. You don't have to go further unless you have to in line with your documentation in terms of international standard organization, ISO 45000. That one is a higher. But for the smaller industry, for the those organization without having any ISO, you just go at least with par with this standard stated under our legislation. Okay, do not expect too much. The argument, the differences between your perception and your colleague. Okay, somebody might say it is 6, no, it is 9, because of the different views. That is why you need to form a team, and then you need to train your team so they will in line within the same page during the hierarchy assessment. Okay, the challenges of conducting hierarchy. Of course, the first one is cost in terms of money and time, time consuming, lack of workers' engagement. Yeah, because sometimes you need some input from them, but they deny your request. Limitation of risk assessment tools. lack of management support, the most important things, and also lack of consistency. So you have to overcome every single element of this one. Okay, at least the most important thing is getting support from your management. If you do that, if you manage to secure on that things, I'm pretty sure that every single other element could be dapat diatasi lah. Okay. Right. Risk. The differences between estimating and measuring, because doing hierarchy is basically sesuatu yang what we call it is subjective. Okay, subjective. Basically, you are you are estimating. It is different from an NRA, because NRA you are using tools. You are using SLM. You are using audiometric booth. You get number. Okay, you get number. You are using equipment. But doing hierarchy is basically you are using your knowledge, based on your experience, based on your knowledge, based on your consensus within your team. Okay, estimating and measuring. Okay, you need to have a statistical data, as our friend from Telecom shared just now. Okay, the GIGO ataupun GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. Please avoid that. And then you must have a time frame to do that. Okay, to achieve your KPI and so on. Okay, I would like to share this. This is a chronology of a near-miss accident in FSK UiTM. Since it happened for the past 5 years, and the case was considered as a close. Okay, saya rasa saya boleh share lah. These are the real experience. In November 29, a near-miss accident involving an autistic patient in the middle corridor of Occupational Therapy Clinic. In FSK, we have Occupational Therapy Clinic. However, the clinic was placed on the 5th floor of a building. According to the standard, occupational therapy clinic must be done somewhere within your ground level. But since we don't have any spaces, we don't have any space left. The only space that we have in level 5, so FSK decide to conduct their occupational therapy clinic in level 5. Okay. However, the notification come late, after about more than 1 week, received by the committee. Immediately, the same day, we go to the location. We do some investigation within the same day, and followed by hierarchy. Because at that particular time, we managed to find out that there is no hierarchy has been done before. So we present the case to the top management. In February 22, we get the installation that we want of the transparent panel in the entire area of the middle corridor of the building. I will show you the picture later. Okay, these are the investigation outcome. The clinic was equipped with standard operating procedures. However, no hierarchy. The patient was asked to wait in the middle area of the corridor before and after the treatment. And one of the major hazards that we managed to find is basically the height of wall was recorded at 41 inch. How high is 41 inch? This will be the picture of the real situation during the investigation. Okay, the waiting area somewhere within the middle area of between lift and also the lab and also the clinic. Okay, on the bench. On the red line is basically an open area. So the height of the wall was about 41 inch. Easily, as an adult or early adult person, simply can just put their feet to cross over the wall. Okay. After the investigation, after presenting the case, after we conduct the hierarchy, we managed to secure a better environment. Now we have the glass panel or transparent panel put in place. Okay, this on the level, the 5th level, and then the 3rd level of the building. Now they have the what we call plastic panel, just to ensure the safety of the patient that come to our clinic in FSK. This one I call it a blessing in disguise, because without this incident, we cannot get the plastic panel. Even though we have been keep asking about the safety, we been keep asking about the installation of plastic panel before to the top management. However, they keep delay our request because of money lah, basically. But due to the incidents, we managed to secure, and currently we have. Okay, this is one of the example on the effect of investigation plus high-rank assessment. We managed to secure the building. It's right now. Okay, this is another one example from the industry. I get it from my alumni. Okay, before the high-rank, they managed to find out that there is an hazard on the exposed rotating shaft stirrer. Okay, the entanglement might happen. So, based on the result from the high-rank, they managed to get adjustable stirrer shaft cover just to ensure that there is no entanglement hazard exists in the machinery. Okay. The next one is an incident happened in construction. Okay, construction. Because of the activities of pulling over a steel beam from a container. Okay, the accident took place somewhere in West Malaysia. Okay, the sling anchorage point snapped, and then based on the investigation, they took immediate action. All the areas on activity were immediately put on hold. They get together, and then they start to initial notification to various stakeholders by the company. This would be the immediate cause and the root cause, and then they come out with a new sort of SOP or procedure for the same activity. Okay, these three cases is basically real. I'm pretty sure that majority of you have already heard about others sort of cases that happen in your workplace, or you have to get yourself involved within the investigation process. Maybe you later on you would like to share with us or share with the colleague during the lunch hour regarding on how did you manage to handle the situation and the outcomes that come from the accident or incident that happened in the workplace. Okay, all right. This is the way forward for the recommendation based on the incidents. The key takeaways for my sharing session is basically high-rank is a practical and systematic approach in managing hazard. You must understand the philosophy behind. Okay, the implementation of high-rank can lead to a safer, healthier workplace environment and significantly cut down your costs. While some organizations may face challenge in implementing the high-rank, the benefits are very clear. Okay, investment in safety is an investment in the future for every workplace. So with that, I rest my case. Now I give back to the MCs or moderator. Thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation.
Thank you so much for the insights. So we open for Q&A. Any questions? Maybe everyone is tiring already. Can't wait for lunch.
If you don't have any question, perhaps somebody would like to share their experience on handling any kind of incident or accident in workplace. Share with us. Ada siapa yang
Anyone would like to?
Anyone would like to share? Ada? Ataupun dia dah jadi dalam kategori PNC? Tak boleh reveal. Okay.
So maybe while we're having lunch, we can share. Okay, thank you so much for the insights from Mr. Muhammad Izwan Maghznut. Alhamdulillah, with this presentation, our morning knowledge sharing session has come to an end. Wait, I need to confirm something. Okay, alright. Okay, so we'll let everyone out for having lunch at level 1 at the same place for the breakfast just now, earlier. So come back at 2. Please come back at 2. Okay, thank you so much.